yo.
See, your countdown's a little fucked up because you went 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we waited for another 3 seconds.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's like when
You're going in on him already.
He knows I'm fucking with him. That is probably one of the hardest things to do. And before he agreed to come help me, I was doing that and this.
We got a zip or a zap or
you
something, right?
I hear it.
Yeah, it's a little buzz.
Hold on.
Little buzzy buzz.
Yeah, fucking buzz.
It's probably that power cord. There's
There's
always gremlins right there.
Uno momento, por favor.
Oh, that was excelente.
Disconnect that. I just disconnected. Go ahead and reroute it from something real quick. Technical difficulties.
No, that's not it. It's somewhere.
I wouldn't have even noticed it if you didn't say
No,
anything.
we're like consummate nerds about fucking sound.
There's a power cord around an audio cord somewhere.
Probably.
Oh. Is anybody here? Hey, while you're here, go ahead and subscribe.
Shut the fuck up.
Like and subscribe to my channel.
Is that it? I think I got it.
I think you did too.
And we're a go. We're going to start over. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
All right.
Welcome back to the Graybeard Podcast.
There we go.
You know, when I was a kid, I liked to play with fire. You know, I've been thinking about this opening monologue, this introduction, like all day, and
we just totally fucked that up.
Totally fucked
I
it
was
up.
going to say he killed it, actually.
Yeah.
Don't
I was
listen.
trying to get my fire.
Gonna need that.
At any rate, with us this evening, we have someone who plays with fire constantly, and by the grace of whoever you pray to, has not been, hopefully been burned. But we'll find out.
Oh, honey, if you think I have not been burned.
Well, then. In more ways than one, maybe. Please welcome Miss Kaitlyn Flames.
Hello, y'all.
There was it.
Oh, wow.
You get applause.
I'm loving it. Keep playing that one. That'll be
It's
the whole
good,
show.
right? So, we've met on a couple of occasions over at the old Collab Cafe. Got to mention them like every episode for some reason.
I
But
just recently realized that that's how you pronounce it. I thought that they were just being like unique and spelling it like uniquely.
how did you think it was?
I just said Collab Cafe, and then I heard everyone else saying collab, and I'm like, it is spelled collab. Great.
Yeah, but a lot of people even
Yeah.
say. I've heard other people say collab. I don't know. I'm just weird like that. I just, it's because I take it literally. I'm like collab. Oh, cool.
Well, no, I want to be as hipster as possible.
Oh,
We're
okay.
in Jacksonville here. I'm trying to stay with the times.
As long as you don't Duval me, we're okay.
Oh, I can't.
He's gonna hit it.
I can't promise.
Duval.
Shit.
Oh, you won't get one now, but I'm not gonna promise you won't get one.
Okay,
in this next
you're gonna
hour,
sneak one in?
yeah.
Ride or die, baby. Ride or die.
So tell me, Miss Kaitlyn, how did you get into fire?
I think this is like a really interesting. Everyone's story into fire is so interesting, but I think that mine.
You can move that around too. You don't have to. Yeah, you just
I
get
don't have to
comfortable.
lean into it.
No. You can
Perfect.
pull it back.
Swivels and everything.
Oh my god, perfect. So I was a festival teenager. Like I would just go with my hula hoop and stay in a tent for like 3-4 days at a time. And,
Really?
I was always in awe of people that played with fire, but I never really viewed it as something that was sustainable for me. I was like, oh, that's for special, it was for an elite group of people in my mind for some reason. And I guess over the years, first I picked up a hula hoop, and then I, began to travel and realize that this was actually, something that people did, just like, aerial and stilts and all the other beautiful circus acts. And it wasn't until I moved to Jacksonville, where we have a little bit, now a big community of,
Is it?
Of
Wow.
fire alchemists, where I felt comfortable to start burning. And then in Costa Rica in March of this year, I just really fell in love with it and realized that, like, you have to pretty much teach yourself and seek out special types of teachers and mentors. But it's a really beautiful journey to start. I'm what they call a fire baby. I'm still in my first, couple of years. So
yeah. So how long have you been? So a couple of years now you're in.
So I think I got a memory notification on my phone of my first burn. They call it like your virgin burn in the fire world. Your virgin burn was in my backyard of my house that I bought. In Jacksonville. So my first burn was a little bit less than 1.5 years ago, but then I just recently started eating fire in the past 6 months. So
how's that been for your diet?
I haven't had any accidents.
That's good.
But it's definitely something where I had to overcome a lot of fears. So
I imagine. Good Lord. Where to start? There's so many questions I've had. First of all, what do you call it? I've tried to come up with like I'm like, what was it? I've seen flow. I've seen fire flow, fire performer. What is it? What is it called? What is your craft called? Whatever.
Honestly, I ask myself that question every time I go to hashtag a post. I'm like, is it flow today? Is it fire spinning? Is it fire dancing? Is it fire performing? Is it fire manipulation? Is it fire alchemy?
Yeah.
And I think it really just depends on your vocabulary and your usage. Most people do use the term fire spinning.
Okay.
But that doesn't really accurately describe what everybody does.
Right.
I would say that I would
It's too
describe
literal.
myself as a fire dancer, whereas my friend Amnon, he's a wonderful poi artist. I would call him a spinner more than a dancer. But I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. So I guess inside, just like in photography, people specialize in different, fields or what have you. So different fire, different people in the fire field.
We call
specialize.
them flomies.
Flomies, that's
right. If it
right.
makes it easier for you.
I got you.
Yeah. Shout out to the 904 flomies.
What?
We're a whole group. We love it. Yep. Check us out. But yeah, if it makes it easier, like fire, I would say fire people all the time until I'm like, my fire friends, like artists, I'm like, flomies. They're my flomies. Yeah. So, feel free to use whatever term you want. But
I followed, I don't know if you know, the first person that I saw, well, like in social media world, I mean, I think I've seen back in my day, Club 5, which is actually a movie theater now, I think.
Okay.
It used to be Club 5. And on Saturday nights, they would do Saturday Night Seduction, and there would be people doing fire dancing and it was just crazy.
Was it inside or outdoor?
Inside.
Okay.
On the stage. Like it was like the whole BDSM and everything and the fire and whips, chains and, automobiles. But that was like my first like introduction to like, I was like, whoa, he's like slapping fire on that girl's back. Like what is happening? She's eating it. It was crazy.
I call those like cousin communities, like how like sometimes like fire finds its way into like the pole community, but then sometimes it finds its way into the kink and the BDSM community, and sometimes fire can be like such a graceful, elegant thing, and on some occasions it's meant to be raw and bold and somewhat like naughty in a sense.
I like your explanation of it better, because I was going to say to be in the BDSM community, you got to be a little touched. For other reasons or whatever.
Oh, we don't know anything about the gay.
Yeah. So I was like, well, if you're that touched, then maybe that's what it takes to play with fire as much as you do. But I wasn't saying anything bad. I'm just saying
I don't
we're all a little off. You know what I'm saying?
Some of us more than others.
I was just about to say.
Self-implied. I speak for myself. But I followed on social media this woman, Flo Mayhem, I think is her name, and I was like, that's fucking badass, dude. I mean everything. And then I met your friend at the TV station, and I was watching her do the thing there, and I was like, that's so cool. And then I met you, and then I started following all of you, and now it's just like I'm just mesmerized by all your little videos and all that. It's so it's fire is really. It's really fucking beautiful. And I think it adds to it the fact that it is dangerous. So it adds like an element to that.
It's like us people, right? We're like misunderstood, and a lot of us are rough around the edges, but at the end of the day, like manipulated in the right way, taken care of in the right way, executed safely and gracefully. Fire can be manipulated so beautifully.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what is so special about it, is that we grow up and we are taught, course, be afraid of fire. That's going to hurt you. That's gonna burn you.
Yeah.
And that core doesn't change. We just kind of view the element in a different way.
So you have to respect it.
Mm-hmm. It's because it's not going to respect you.
No.
Like you either manipulate it the right way or you get burned.
Yeah, it's like playing with great white sharks. If you don't respect that shark, I mean, and most likely either way, it's going to eat you, but or at least take a chunk out of you. What has been
Real
some
quick.
of the
C.Y. Jimenez.
Oh, what's
Hopped
up,
in.
Cy?
Hey, Cy Jimenez. He said, hey.
Hey.
Jimenez. but
Shouts
yes.
out, Cy.
He's a photographer, a good buddy of mine.
Awesome.
Cool.
You totally derailed me.
I fucked you up. Again.
That's all right. It happens.
It's like you had all these questions for me, and now
No, actually, I don't. I'm engaging with you, so what's funny is, and I'm gonna ADD my way through this. So join me, won't you?
It's welcome.
Okay.
It's encouraged.
So we met at CoLab. Back to what I was saying in the beginning, but I don't know if you felt. For me, I'm very awkward in public. I'm super awkward in public. I don't know if you felt that or picked up on it.
No, because I am too, but I just embrace it. Like, go ahead, laugh at me because I'm laughing at myself. Go ahead.
No. See, I don't care if people laugh. I'm just I'm bad with small talk until I get in here.
Yeah.
And when it's just like us, there's not a bunch of people around. I'm very introverted. So but this is my domain. This is where so we're gonna have obviously a different conversation than what we normally have. Plus, everything's popping and everybody's busy and shit. And now it's just us.
Oh yeah, the stimuli out. It's wild. I think that when it comes to networking events like that, my rule is that I come an hour late and I do not stay the whole time because it drains you. Especially for you're working, you're meeting people, you're remembering names, you're writing down how you've networked with them, and they're wild. And
I want to say thank you for being the sweetest, nicest person ever about my photos, because I'm going to tell you,
I love those photos.
Well, good. That composite photo, I look back at it and I'm like, what the fuck was I even thinking? It's you, so it's beautiful, but there's certain elements to it. I was like, as a photographer, you don't put out anything but the best of the best, So I'm just it's 98% there.
I get you. When I opened it up, that to me was cool. I got a Christmas post. I got something to send my family back home. And
that's what made me happy, because you were happy. So I was like, oh, that's all that matters.
I'll let you in on a little nerdy fact about myself. So I haven't done one since I moved to Jacksonville, but not the last two Christmases, but the two before then, it'll be 2000 and 2001 maybe. I do photo shoots with my dog. So I have professionally edited, very beautiful, picturesque, us putting ornaments on the tree together and having a hot chocolate stand. I'll have to share them with you because they are very, very beautiful. Done by a very talented photographer up in Pennsylvania, Brittany Plush.
Okay. Shout out Brittany.
Yeah, Brittany's awesome. She makes these little mini sets.
Okay.
And that's her thing. We pulled up and it's always so elaborate. It's always so absolutely beautiful, but it's in the middle of the woods somewhere.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, that's usually my first thing that I ask somebody. So are you from Jacksonville? But obviously
Pennsylvania, the Appalachian Mountains, born and raised. I moved here it'll be 2 years in January.
But in 2 years you've now got teal in your blood.
Yeah.
Is that the way it goes?
I wasn't a sports person before I moved here, and now I love football. I don't know what has happened to me.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I've lived here my entire life, and I fucking hate football. Sorry, guys.
I'm sorry. Maybe it's just because Trevor's nice to look at.
Oh, yeah, that he
wow.
is. Yeah, wow. No, he is a handsome man. There's been some handsome dudes in there. I mean, all those guys are ripped
Gardner
and jacked,
Minshew.
and they all wear really tight pants.
Some people like it. Some people out there like it.
Yeah, I've just never. I mean, I was raised by 3 women. My mom and my 2 sisters. There was no dudes around, and there was no sports. So I was out there playing with Barbie dolls, trying to make the Corvette sound cool. I was that was my favorite part, was getting to drive the Corvette, because I was but my G.I. Joes had to be in the trunk. I
didn't do sports either. I wasn't coordinated enough.
No,
no structured activity as a child. And I say to my fellow fire dancers, I'm like, you're so lucky you were a dancer, or you were a gymnast, or you were this. And I'm when I was younger, I was a clumsy, awkward kid who just was dreading their turn at gym class to kick the ball. Like I was that awkward kid that just leave me alone. And now I'm the loudest one in the room.
Yeah, and super graceful.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, with fire, yes.
Until you drop shit.
Yeah, I mean, it happens.
So tell me about being burned.
So luckily for me, I've never had a serious burn.
Okay.
I've never been hospitalized. I've a bandage on my hand. I have a couple little baby scars. We call them kisses, little fire kisses.
Okay.
But naturally so. I mean, for an experienced fire manipulator to say that they've never been nipped or burned, I think they'd have to be an extremely talented. I'm gonna lie with that. I don't believe you. I just straight don't believe you.
Yeah.
I've never been burned in or around my mouth, though. Most of the burns happened on my knuckles from the fire fans, just because they're so hot. I'm not quite used to them. But thankfully, I've never lit my hair on fire. I've never lit clothing on fire. It's going that day is going to happen. Like regardless of how safe you are, there's you have hair and
of course
stuff slips, but. Safety protocols and having a safety person that you trust, and I can talk about that as well.
Yeah, I definitely want to bring that up. Like what you said though just now reminds me of I ride a motorcycle, and it's not if you're gonna fall, it's when and
that's smart. I think that's wise. You have to be ready. The first thing when you learn how to skateboard, they like fall on the ground. Yeah. And you're like, what? You're not gonna teach them how to like kick, push. They're like, no, fall on the ground.
Yeah.
So you have to learn what to do if that happens.
Who taught you how to skateboard? That's not how I learned. I learned by trial and error, and I didn't have any pads.
That's also my method right now. Maybe you could teach me a thing or two.
Oh God, I haven't skateboarded in like 30 years.
I'll try anything. I'm a serial hobbyist.
Okay.
Definitely. But not only am I a serial hobbyist, I'm a perfectionist, and I need to have like the best of the best.
Oh.
So when I started surfing, I needed to buy my own.
So the beginning of this podcast was really irking you then. We fucking screwed the pooch, guys.
No. I was getting to have a closet full of hobbies that didn't stick like fire did. So just, if you're someone that's out there and you're trying to find what you're good at, keep trying it.
Why did fire stick?
I think that's a multifaceted answer. But I think one of the most important parts is the community.
Yeah.
I think that for me, the way that I learn and the way that I progress, maybe not the best thing, but like external validation is really important to that growth process for me at least. And having that community was really important. And I think for something as delicate as fire, I think that would probably be part of everyone's answer is like someone to feel safe with and a community that just has your back and wants you to do well.
Yeah, I would imagine that the being comfortable around the people that you're with and hanging out with, I mean, you're not hanging out with. I mean, you're hanging out. You know what I mean? You're around.
Oh, we're hanging out. Those are my flomies.
No. I know. I didn't want to downplay it. No. The people that you're performing with or what have you gotta know that you're safe around them. That they got your back if something bad happens. And sure, when they give you that positive reinforcement, everybody likes a little serotonin boost occasionally.
Absolutely.
Yeah, can't go wrong with that.
But you also have to be in a safe place to be able to take criticism of having someone who's maybe done it a little bit longer than you or is more experienced than you to say like, hey, like, when you did that back roll, like you probably should have caught it around your hips instead of up here or whatever the advice may be. That's really important too, just really harboring a safe and inclusive environment. And that's something that we try to do with our public group. So all the performers come together and like the Flomies on Tuesday nights. We really try to teach fire safety, inclusivity. So yeah,
I've seen your videos and there are quite a few people where do y'all, I don't know if you want to make it public or not, but where you guys practice a lot. And there's like a lot of, I see a bunch of little fireflies just running around,
Oh, I love that. I don't think I've heard that one yet.
Can we coin that here? Can I trademark that shit?
Yeah, I'll search it right now.
No, I'm going to start calling my Flomies my little fireflies.
You should. I think it's...
Yeah, check us out on the Instagram. It's at 904 Flomies, but we get together every Tuesday night from 7 to 11. We usually have a class of some sort. Anyone who's new and has any interest in being a close spectator or a safety or eventually wants to pick up fire one day themselves, we'll go through a little safety briefing by myself or one of the leaders, and then we just practice all night. It's a really fun time for a lot of us have careers in performing, and to step away from that and just to flow is really important. But we encourage everyone to come check it out.
Get into that's your happy place. It's like where you can let your hair down and unwind.
It really is. And when your car pulls up and you hear people screaming your name, or, I know my friend Megan, every time I see her van pull up, I'm like, oh, Megan's here. Like, yes, Megan's here. So it's just that it goes back.
Shout out Megan.
Yeah, shout out Megan. Flow with elements.
We do shout outs here, apparently. This is what we're doing now.
All day. Yeah, no, I think it just all comes back to that communal feeling of showing. And I'm sure, when people who play on a basketball league, when they pull up to practice, they probably feel a very similar feeling. Or if you do aerial or pole and you show up to class and your friends are there, it's probably very similar.
Well, as humans, we're very tribal people. I believe, whether people like to admit to it or not, we are, and we kind of find our tribe. And, that sounds when you say it nowadays, it sounds very woo woo, which, is okay. People are into whatever they're into. I'm not judging. But yeah, definitely everybody's a little tribal, and I think it's good to find people that you identify with, and this is the longest time I was out here by myself, being a photographer by myself, and not knowing, as far as like marketing myself or getting out there and like making money. And I had no idea. And then I found a group of guys, and girls that were like photographers, and you just I found my people. They give you constructive feedback and they listen to you, and it's a good feeling for sure. So I'm happy that you found that tribe.
Thanks. I think finding your people helps you to create the balance between business and marketing and admin and on the computer, and figuring out how from the aspect of play.
Yeah.
And the aspect of play is why we go out and have fun and take away the business aspect of it just for a couple of hours.
Sure. No, I know. I've seen both sides of your both hats that you wear, and it's like a stark contrast from one to the other, and you're like mild-mannered, office worker by day and badass fire performer at night. That's really cool. Do people like? I won't ask where you work. But do the people that you work with, do they know?
Yeah, I work in finance. I'm a leader in the finance industry.
Okay.
And a lot of my fellow leaders I just think it's really, really cool. Every once in a while, I'll have one of the people on my team be like, I saw you on TikTok. I'll be like, okay, like that's enough.
Have they ever come out like physically and supported you in that way, or?
No, but I have seen on a couple of different occasions someone that I work with like out either while performing or like before or after a performance at like either like a house party.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's really it's cool. Seeing people who don't know that side of me go right into seeing that side of me is really interesting to see.
Yeah. That's true. What are your goals like with the fireflies?
I'm still figuring it out for myself. I know that I want performance to be part of my next, oh gosh, I go to say 5 years. I'm like, yeah, like 10, 15 years. I want fire to be a part of me probably until I stop kicking. But how much of it I want to monetize off of and
how
create
far
business
down the rabbit hole?
I'm not too sure of. And I am getting, I'm doing weddings with my friends, and we're doing events and signing contracts and doing things that 6 months ago were my 3-year goal, and now I'm doing these things.
Wow.
So I'm so incredibly grateful, and I know that like everything turns off when I'm spinning fire, and to be able to make money off of that and people seeing my talent, and it's just a beautiful thing. I just promised myself when I created my LLC that the day that it becomes more work than it is fun is the day that I reevaluate. And if it is still more work than fun 6 months after that reevaluation, then it's time for big change. Either, so we're just going to take it every, day by day. But for now, I really just want to share that with the world, because fire has been a really therapeutic, a really like a healing canvas for me. And I would have never, ever thought it. I'm someone who played by the books. I took, straight A's in school, always did the right thing. And then I was like, yeah, I want to play with fire. I'm going to be a rebel. Yeah.
It happens at a certain age. We just kind of like something snaps. For me, I was like 39, I think, and it just snapped. But that was after a major life-changing moment, and you just like you start grabbing for straws. Before I was married, I was playing in a band and just being stupid and smoking a bunch of weed and just whatever.
Yo.
Which we support, by the way.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, real quick, Cy Jimenez.
Yeah.
Keep popping in here. He keeps saying, "What's up? I'll just talk some shit." JK, and then Easy Photography.
Oh, okay.
Oh, cool.
What's
Yeah,
up?
hopped in. Hey, if you guys are still here, drop a like, please. But thank you for your support and watching and commenting and everything.
Drop a subscribe.
Drop us a damn subscribe.
Trying to get them numbers up. Anyways, that's not what we about.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, but yeah, you just kind of like something snaps inside of you, and you're like, I've got to make a change. I need something to pull me out of this funk, whatever. Like we talked about, over Instagram. It's been like 5 or 6 years for me since I've touched a drop of alcohol, and I don't.
That is awesome.
I try not to it's not like one of those things I'm like, go around, because there's nothing more annoying than like an ex-smoker, or an ex-drinker. And you always know because they'll tell you, I haven't drank a drop in 6 years,
Right, and it has to be too at lunch when it's like everyone's enjoying a nice beer with their lunch. And
right.
It's like my girl, I still go out.
Sure.
I just have a Sprite.
Oh, yeah.
And it's fine with me.
It doesn't bother you?
No, it doesn't at all. But I know exactly what you mean because I've been on the opposite side of the coin where like I didn't need to give up drinking. Drinking was a fun part of my great, cool.
Right.
It was and then when someone would like preach about quitting, I'm like, okay. I have a drink in my hand. Like, I don't know. Like, so I'm a piece of shit then. All right. Like,
I'm a piece of shit.
And I don't think that at all.
Yeah.
I think that for me, it was like it needed to happen for my health and my happiness. And to be pitching fire performances to bars while drinking is obviously like that to me just wasn't.
That could be dangerous.
Right. When I I would never perform drunk. But as I became a performer, I started, having these conversations with workers and bar owners and restaurant owners. And I was realizing that was not the self that I wanted to represent.
Right.
And I think that's when it hit me that I am always representing my brand. I am always representing Flirting with Flames. From the moment that I wake up to the moment that I go to bed, no matter where I am, no matter who I'm talking to.
Right.
And that doesn't mean that I can't have fun or I can't let loose. But for me, it was like I'd rather have 0 than have 5 to 7. It wasn't 1 or 2. I was, having fun. So
right, yeah, that's it was a handle of JMO like every 2 days.
Yeah, it's like
for me.
There's use and then there's reliance, and
right.
When we identify our habits, that is awareness is power.
Yeah, I was being abused by the alcohol. I just like to put that out there.
It bought itself.
Yeah,
like, wow.
It poured itself down.
Into the, wow.
You muted me.
There you go. Shit, there we go. Sorry.
But yeah, it was bad.
Wow.
Yeah. Mouth raped by Jameson. Oh, anyway.
I'm happy you escaped the hands of JMO.
Right?
I really am. It's powerful.
It's powerful clutches.
For me, it was tequila of any brand or name. It was a rough grip.
Yeah. See, I live with. She's not alcoholic, but she definitely drinks.
Yeah.
And so it is a struggle for me. Every day, I'm like, I see her body. She likes whiskey, so I'm like,
I get jealous of like. I don't miss the taste. I'm a 6 week sober. I don't mean to talk like, I miss it. I don't miss the taste. Like, yeah, I could next week. I just miss like the validation that it gave me, like to come home and be like, I'm gonna pour myself a drink and like watch a movie. It's like, that, I don't know, that like adult privilege because I can.
Because you can.
But
you can also go down to McDonald's right now and buy a shake. You can do that.
I also can choose to do my workout when I get home that I pulled off all day, or I can choose to have a good meal or choose to get a night's full of rest. So
see where my brain goes, straight to McDonald's shakes.
I mean, I'm
not the fittest guy in the world.
I go.
You can fit through a doorway.
Shut up, man.
Yes. If I ever get big, that's what I'm gonna say. I can fit through a doorway.
Yeah.
This is fine. I do not eat the best myself. I work out religiously and have a lot of physical activity in my life, but I'm no stranger to a Taco Bell or McDonald's.
Well, if you're taking care of yourself, I feel like you can afford to eat a little bit. Sometimes
I can.
Because you can, and sometimes you need to get those calories up. I mean, depending on how many you're burning and all that stuff. But like I'm not like I'm no one to talk about fucking fitness and health. When I talk about fitness, it's like fitness burger in my mouth. Yeah. Like we just literally ate Charlie's, the
The cheesesteak.
Cheesesteak, yeah.
How was it?
Fucking fabulous.
I saw that. I saw the strawberry lemonade. I saw it. I'm like, because I'm treating myself somewhere today. I had a busy day.
Did you not get your lemonade?
No, I didn't. Well, the traffic was absolutely insane.
Come down 17. Don't go down Blanding.
You know what? Too, I was gonna put it into Waze, and I'm like, Waze is gonna take me a better way, and then it slipped my mind. I forgot.
Yeah. Well, Waze will take you down Blanding every time. But
really?
Yeah, 17 for some reason. Yeah. Sorry for those of you that are listening that don't live in Jacksonville or in Orange Park.
I'm sorry, but the devil will take you down to Blanding Boulevard.
Yes.
Fuck Blanding.
For
Fuck
sure.
that shit.
For sure.
The devil will take you down to Blanding.
That's right. Devil
Fireflies,
in Orange Park.
Devil will take you down to Blanding and can fit in a doorway. I'm taking these home.
Hey,
Sai said, "You are a sexy man." Laugh my ass off.
Well, are you talking about her or me?
Sai.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Oh wow. I'm not even gonna give you a because that's fucked.
That was a bad joke, but
I wish I had something as equally.
You'll find. Wasn't trying to insult you. Gosh, no.
I can take it. All right.
Totally a joke. But
Jim fucking Carrey.
See,
here.
listen, Sai, we're not here for me. We're here for her. That's what I was trying to say. Don't focus on me.
Look at me.
Focus on her. Shit. Now I got fucking derailed like a bitch. But coffee.
I think you warned us though. A while back. I think you did give us a fueled rant. Warning. Those are the best story. It's like the best storytelling.
Yeah,
he said she's cute too.
She's beautiful.
I was waiting for it. I needed that validation.
She didn't really.
We were talking about validation today. I needed it.
That's what we do here. We're here to help, validate emotions, and no, we're really not.
Thank Jesus.
So, so plans with you just got your website up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Flirtingwithflames.com.
Thanks. Shout me out all over.
Right? Well, yeah. I mean, why not? That's what we're here for.
That's where people can see mostly like fire photography, fire videography, and put in just like a request for a discovery call.
Right.
I think in like the fire arts to book an appointment with me. I'm like, no, let's have a conversation. Like, just let's talk about it.
Okay.
Everyone's needs are so different.
So that's how you book people. Like you have to talk to them first and kind of like get what they want and.
Yeah.
Before you book?
At this point, I just think it's a much more genuine experience to the client. I mean, if someone emailed me and said, hey, I need a half-hour fire performance at this day, I'd be like, great, I'll send you my contract. But let's talk about the details. Like, what is the theme? What is the music that's being provided? What would you like me to wear? If it's special, are you providing that? Do you understand that I'm going to need breaks and to bring a safety? A lot of the times, meetings and discovery calls for fire arts are just to make sure that we're on the same page safety-wise.
Yeah, because most people, I imagine, have no fucking clue.
Yeah, they're just like, I'm going to give you a corner and you're going to do it. I'm like, hold on. Will there be kids here?
Yeah.
Am I going to be on a stage?
How high are your ceilings?
Yeah,
is there going to be chiffon behind me?
Right. These are things we need to go over, and it's just sometimes, for the wedding clients that I'm working with, sometimes it takes more than one meeting.
Yeah.
And I think it is a business, but I don't want it to feel transactional. I'm putting on a visual service for you.
Right.
So I want it to match, everything that you have in mind. So for now, maybe one day I'll have like a Google form or a Microsoft form where I can ask the specific questions. But even to me, that seems a little bit ingenuine. If I'm going to be performing for you at an event that you're hosting or are a part of, let's have a relationship. Let's grab coffee if you want. Let's Zoom. Let's talk about it.
That's how I kind of like to when someone asks, if I'll do photos with them or like if I have an idea for a shoot and I reached out to you, I'd say, hey, let's go grab let's go grab a coffee, sit down, talk about the ideas, bounce some ideas back and forth so we can make it better, But like when I do weddings, I try to go to a coffee shop and meet with the bride and the groom so we can.
It's intimate. Photography itself is intimate. Like right. I've pulled up to photo shoots that I've never met the photographer before, and I walk away and I'm like, wow, I learned something there. That was weird. Okay.
Have you been to many weird shoots like that?
I've been to one or two where I realize, like what you look for and the red flags and things like that. But for sure, I mean, when you're a female, that's
Which is why I tell you to bring people.
Right. He's like bring someone for safety. I'm like, oh, I'm safe.
You're safe here. I mean.
But I wouldn't I would never call myself like a model, but I'm a creative. So
you're a model.
Oh, thanks. I love collabing with people who take the pictures, and I'll look pretty and I'll put on the cute outfit. But like it is an intimate thing. I mean, especially when we're talking about like semi-nude or nude photos. Like for me not to like talk to you or have coffee with you or feel safe or comfortable with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna look like awkward. Like, what am I doing here?
And like a lot of the shoots are creative. They're in nature. You're going on a mile hike with someone, and if you don't bring someone with you, someone you don't know, there are things that you have to do to keep yourself safe.
I just posted this thing on Instagram today. There's like a reel, and it was like overhearing photographers talk about shooting. And they're like, what did you do today? I took a couple out way out to the field where no one goes. Yeah, how did it go? Well, I started with my 85, and it was just like lady picking up her phone and dialing 911. It is, yeah, but it can be creepy. I mean, going out there with these people, going to these locations, and I don't know. I even that's one of the reasons I hate to even ask. Or hire a model.
I mean, you say
the
wrong. Anyone says the wrong thing to the wrong person.
Buried.
I mean, done, canceled, completely. Beat the shit, done. Like,
right.
So that's a respectful thing, and I wish that more people were like that. Some people will just be in your inbox, like, oh, you want to shoot sometime? Like,
yeah.
Hello, I'm Kaitlyn. Nice to meet you. But
well, people don't. There's a lot of people that are newer to the business that don't understand the etiquette.
Yeah.
And they don't. All they see is the persona that you put out. It's something that Jennifer Janeo and we talk about. Is like all you see is what I want you to see. So you don't know what's on the other side of that mirror. And people need to really check themselves before they jump in people's DMs.
They absolutely do. They absolutely do.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel creepy sometimes just going into people's DMs and being, just like, hey.
That breaks my heart though, because that means that there is so much of the opposite bad end of the spectrum that it is making people on the good end of the spectrum question the impact, because your intention, right? Your creative vision, and that you're a good person, and that when you meet up with people that you're not being inappropriate,
right?
But that intention needs to be expressed in the impact that you have on that person. Exactly. So when you're messaging someone or even text of any sort, email, texting, DMing, there's no tone to that. They're going to interpret that however their perceptions and whatever lens they see that through, that could be the opposite of what you
100%
intended. So
yeah, I feel like I don't know if it's the amount of that thing happening is more so than how much more often those things get put into the limelight. It's very rare that, I mean, I say that, but I do read the comments and I do read descriptions of people's posts or whatever. I had a great time working with so-and-so. They were so professional. So I've seen that. And on the opposite side, maybe it's just the fact that we pay more attention to the negative.
Yep, it's just like reviews. It's like if most people, if you see I learned this on Google just by observing. So if you're looking at Google reviews, right, and you see a bad review for a place, a restaurant, a salon, whatever, go to that person's profile.
Yeah.
And look at their other reviews. And if they're all negative, then
don't trust them.
Maybe we should reevaluate who we're putting our trust into. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And yeah.
Yeah, Alana and I have this thing where we do, sometimes we'll do a date night and we'll go on like Yelp or whatever. Isn't that I think that's the one where all the restaurant reviews.
Yep.
Yeah. So we'll go on there and look for the worst reviews in Jacksonville and we'll go to that place.
That's fun.
Because you just don't know. I mean, there's been a couple of them that were like, what? And we met the owner, and the owner was super cool, and he was like, dude, and we talked to him about the review.
A review will make you or break you, though.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's scary.
Yeah. It really can.
All it takes is one experience
for sure.
Where someone is dissatisfied, or it doesn't even take truth to be dissatisfied.
Right.
They could have not liked the way that you looked at their husband's cousin, or you know, people can find a reason to be upset and
always
leave
a reason.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that I was never a consistently like bad review giver, but I think that I used to be a little bit more of a pessimist than I am today. So I can see through that lens of like always complaining, but I wouldn't like to put it out there all the time. I just.
Well, so I'm going to dive into that a little bit.
Let's go.
Your modeling, very fantastic.
Thank you.
It's very great.
I don't even call it that. So thank you.
No, it's very good. Like I saw some shots. I want to say you worked with Taylor.
Taylor Roth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tay-Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's.
No, Tay-Mac is that? Yeah, it is the right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like,
I know a couple of Tays, but yes, that's my friend Taylor.
Yeah, she. Oh my god.
Forget her screen name, but she's very good. Yeah, I love her work. But like, there was a few shots. Like, there was a couple of shots, and they were very, very erotic. You know, I have to say. You know, sorry, not sorry, but and they were. But I was like, these are very good, and like I look at your pose and your the way the expression on your face, and I'm just like, where was she in her mind? Where did Taylor take her?
She made me feel comfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, I can go off on a total tangent, but I'm gonna. But
do
like,
it.
Those pictures.
Shout out Taylor.
If anyone knows, I've shot with Taylor like I think 3 or 4 times now. The first time we met at a gathering, at a local event, and then we did pictures for my friend's birthday and then pictures for my birthday, and then we did a more erotic sensual shoot. But all of those pictures are just the product of someone making you feel absolutely comfortable in your own skin, while also giving you direction in a way where you don't feel silly or stupid. Because I'm gonna say, for every single picture that it looks perfect online, there are 20 to 30 probably 100 where like my face is weird, or like I think my favorite is when I think I look sexy but really I'm just blank staring. And I'll get like the album back and I'll be like, sometimes I'll say to the photographer like, next time you have to delete these, just don't even show me like the ones that are like this, but she directs you and doesn't say like, that looks, she's so elegant in the way that she directs a shoot, and she is your biggest hype girl. Yeah. She is, yes, ma'am. Yeah, show me that booty. She is so sweet. I would shoot with her 10 times over.
I've talked about like coming with her and shadowing because I want to see that. I want to see that side. But I'm also curious, like if I did that, it would be creepy. I feel like if a dude, like, that's why I have a hard time working with people in that capacity. I've always had the want and the drive to do those things, and I've got ideas for days for like certain things in that realm. Yeah. But I just won't do it because I'm just like, I direct, but I feel like when a dude directs, it has to be specific, and it has to be a specific way. Otherwise it could come off creepy.
Yes.
I'm always thinking about that. Maybe it's my age. I don't know.
I think that for you to be aware of that is big of you and mature, and I think that it's important. Yeah. When you were talking about, how you think that it would come off creepy to you, it reminded me of a recent shoot that I did with Art by Chewy. He's awesome too. Shout out. But he was able to direct, a semi. It wasn't a sensual shoot, but I was wearing just like boy shorts, so like my whole butt was out. But never crossed the line, never said anything that was inappropriate. Yeah. But he did hype me. He did be like, oh, this looks great. Awesome. This pose is great. There's just a way and a mannerism of doing it. But I also do think that it, like, everyone's perception is going to be different. Yeah. Like, perceptions of different ages, archetypes of people, backgrounds. I'm not necessarily saying, like, sexism or racism, but, like, our lens, it goes back to that lens. Is, people may have had a bad experience with a guy with a gray beard before, and they don't like it. They don't like it at all. But I wouldn't say to not like follow your heart and hype people up and just be mindful while you're doing it. Yeah, I think that something that crossed my mind when you were talking too is like a female assistant would be awesome. Yeah, a female assistant for like posing and hype and like just general support, makeup fixes, hair, pour them water. That's a really big selling point for a shoot. I think it would really make people feel comfortable. And you'd probably, you know, like you said, my poses and my facial expressions and the pictures that Tay have done have been soft and elegant. And, you know, you wonder where my mind is going. And you would get more, I'm not comparing, but like anyone would get more of those shots from a model that is feeling empowered and comfortable.
In the moment, yeah. Yeah, those are my favorite types of shots. When I'm not a big like JCPenney, you know, setup shot. Like, I'll do it for money.
We just made like a mock shot at the last collab event.
Yeah.
I forget the photographer that posted it, but it was really, really funny. We're like all on the couch and we're all just standing.
I was standing right there.
Well, I want any photographer that has any of those pictures. We want them all because I want that to be my Christmas card. I'm sending them home to Pennsylvania. Me and all my friends just on the couch.
Yeah, I don't remember who it was that was because I just walked by and I was like, oh, that's gonna be a great shot, and then like forgot because I put my camera down.
Dark Room Project, I think, is the photographer. If I'm my photographic memory of who tagged me earlier. Do you have
photographic memory?
I sometimes
Scary.
Maybe I don't know.
Don't remember everything I said.
I surely won't.
You should be like driving home. That motherfucker. No, but
that's what he meant.
No, but yeah, like that night was weird. But you know, like I've gotten to the point, and I've talked about this openly on the podcast here. With last time Russell was on, you know, we talked about it. Like I haven't been really mused to do any photos, and then like I went to that collab, you know, event, and there was a few people that I wanted to shoot and work with, and then, you know, all of you guys came in at the same time, like, what's up, motherfuckers? You know, like, we're taking this bitch over, you know, and y'all just kind of took over.
They're going to watch this. I'm going to show them this, and but we really did. We came in there with our fur coats, our designer boots, shoes.
Yeah.
Shout out Tokyo. Thanks for letting me borrow that jacket.
Yeah, you guys looked great. I mean, everybody there looked great. You know, but yeah, it kind of the place kind of popped up a little bit. It went up in a few levels when y'all rolled in.
Remember the rule I said that I always come an hour late to a networking event? I don't know if I want to give away my secret, but I'm gonna. The collab event is the one that I break that rule. Because I'd rather be there a little bit early and connect with the photographers that I want to work with than stand in line and wait.
Yeah, I try to get there at least on time, you know, because I've got to leave by like 8:30 or 8 o'clock, or I turn into a pumpkin.
I use that phrase all the time. I'm going to turn into a pumpkin. Wow.
But I do.
Same.
I really do.
Same.
Actually, I turn into a mouse. That's a reference to Cinderella. The horses were mouses. But anyways,
you're really bringing me back here.
She used the mice for the horses. Remember the fairy godmother? But it just went down a whole path. But yeah, core memory, right? Is that what that is?
Core memory unlocked.
Yeah, memory unlocked.
Now I'm just remembering like the little scene where the mice are like by the little door frame. And
yeah,
a little like place where they run in.
And the birds. Like tying the bows and shit. Like, what the fuck?
I'm gonna watch this later, I swear.
Are you? It's gonna be completely different than what you remembered.
I have 3 TVs in my house, and none of them. They
don't ever turn them on.
No, my friend actually gave me a Chromecast because I went over him and his girlfriend's apartment. And said, I love how you have like your pictures playing on the background of your TV. He's like, yeah, we did that on our Chromecast. Oh my God.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm like, what is a Chrome what? And I'm pretty like tech savvy when it comes to the computer, but I can't sit in like a place long enough to watch a movie or a TV
really?
show. Yeah.
My gut would say otherwise. No, I'm like my gut. I'm like,
do I seem lazy?
No. Me. I'm talking about me. I'm a couch potato from way back.
I love that.
I don't have a problem sitting and watching like an entire series of anime or like fucking any other, you know, series on Netflix.
It's the caveat here is that like I feel like for me to be a couch potato that binge watches TV, I gotta be in a relationship.
Yeah,
it's gotta be laying with. Like, I can't see, and it's about right. I have been single for about 2 years. I have not watched
probably
TV.
Better off for it.
Yeah, I have
There's a lot of shit out there.
A lot of things to do. A lot of things on my to-do list. And it doesn't, just keep adding to it.
Yeah, there's way more, which and that, I thought about this today too. It's not in regards to you, but just I was just having the thought that there's so many more like single people out there, and they're like okay with it. You know, they're like they're dating their entrepreneurism or whatever you say. Yep. I don't think I just made that word up, but you know what I'm saying. Like they're dating their
They're married
career.
to the money.
That's right, baby. But you know, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with that unless it's not what you want, you know, and it's really hard to date these days.
It is, and you have to be honest about what you want. Like
right.
You to have like for me, I'll use myself as a vulnerable example. For a while, for maybe like a year or so after my last relationship ended, I was like hard, like no, I don't ever need a relationship. I'm cool, I'm independent, and I still hold that. Like I am independent. Like I would rather be alone than with someone who doesn't spark my interest or doesn't value
you.
Mm-hmm,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. A very close friend of mine said one time when I was struggling in a relationship that I wasn't feeling valued. He's like, Kaitlyn, the only thing worse than going to bed alone at night is going to bed next to someone who is supposed to love you but doesn't.
I was trying so hard to not make noise.
I'm like, what are you doing? Can you not open
I had the camera on you for a second.
Like, do you need help?
No, it just creates a seal. Sorry.
But yeah, no, I think that
I like coffee.
Everyone who's single doesn't have to be hard and you know, so rough about it. If you want to be in a relationship, say that. But then, you know, we fear that vulnerability of like saying, does that mean that people think that I'm looking? Like, do people think I'm desperate? You know, I think being single, like I'm 30 years old, so like being single after I was, you know, your mid to late 20s it's just a little bit different. The life is a little different. Like,
yeah, how so?
More people ask about, like, more people, family members. And,
like, when you gonna get married?
Like, who you dating anybody? And it's like, I would love for you to ask me what am I passionate about? What's the last thing that made me smile? Like, I really try to, instead of asking someone, what do you do? Or are you married or do you have kids? Because all of those questions focus on
not you,
not the person you're talking to, right? So I try to say, like, you know, what makes you smile? What do you do for fun? I just think that's so much more important.
We're doing it. This
is
what makes me smile.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
I almost love this more. I've come to love this more than photography almost, which is hard to say. It was really hard to say that, but not just now. I mean, I've started saying it over and over again, but yeah. So yeah, I get that. And that's very wise of you that you would rather hear about that person you're talking to rather than what everyone else around them is doing.
Right.
Yeah, or what they like.
People want to feel. We're primal, right? We're primal. We want attention. We want to feel valued. We want to feel loved. And if the first questions we ask someone is, what do they do? Who are they married to? And if whether or not they've procreated, I don't see the value. I don't see the value in starting a conversation that way.
Well, I mean, unless that's your value.
Exactly. Unless that's something like, if I say, tell me about yourself,
right,
and they say, oh, my husband, my kids, like, great. Okay, let's talk about your husband and your kids.
Or if like you, the other person, are just not interested in dating someone with children or what have you. So.
Right. Exactly.
Which, good luck with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to say that. I used to say, well, you're never gonna date someone with kids, and then I had a 18-year-old stepdaughter for
right.
So it happens. So.
It does happen.
And now that I'm a little bit older, I'm kind of like, I wouldn't be opposed to dating someone with young children.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to give birth to them. Cool.
You don't have to fuck up my birth canal.
Like that doesn't look fun.
I feel like if I were a woman, that would probably be the way I would go. I'd be like, listen, there's so many children out there that need to be adopted. You know, I would be fucking Angelina Jolie. You know, just adopting everybody.
So would I, but I won't be able to make no babies. But I don't know. Now you got me thinking about big life decisions, like getting married, having children.
You're welcome. Kaitlyn's mom and dad. You're welcome.
Oh, the most important one, all the time. Wedding dresses and babies. Wedding dresses and babies.
Isn't that funny?
Oh, it's funny. And I used to take it like offense or to heart. And I'm like, stop pressuring me into making the decisions that you want. And I realized that It's just how they were raised. That's how they're trying to connect with me.
Yeah. It's a certain generation.
I say they,
that.
but I mean my mother. My dad's like, what's up? What's going on?
Yeah, whatever.
Cool.
Do whatever you want. Cool. Drink a beer. Shut the fuck up.
You're not causing any trouble anymore? Awesome. I love that for you, but more so for me.
Right. No, it's just a certain generation that's the way that they were raised. And it's like, if you don't get married, then you're an outcast type of thing.
Yeah.
But for me, like, I've got 2 daughters. You know, he married one of them. You know, so. But I've told them both, like, look, take it easy.
Right.
Take it easy and take it slow.
Easy.
Yeah. Just go slow, find somebody you dig, you know, and just hang out with them for a little while. You're young.
I think the further that humanity gets in time from like primal times, like everything's easier now, you know, to do, to go to grocery store, get your food. You know, there's not that need or always that drive to want to create another life, to pass on your gene, to make sure that they keep the torch going, you know, because
that's not needed anyway.
When you
taken care of.
Yeah, when you create a family and you go, like, you have all this sentiment towards everybody, so you want them all to be strong and you want them all to be able to take care of themselves. So it's almost like it's primal within us to want that, but it's also generational wise, you know, like 100 years ago, people were saving bacon grease. You know, nobody's doing that anymore. So, you know, times have changed, but yeah, that's my opinion.
No, 100%, man. That's very true. When life gets easier, and I've heard this, some expert, I don't remember where, but was talking about when life gets easier and we attain more wealth, that people start having less children, let's stop procreating as much. And when things are tough, it's when everybody's like, man, I got no money, but we fucking, that's, you know, and they just be making babies.
There's like good and bad in both parts, right? Yeah. Like it's got me really thinking.
Yeah. Do you need to take some notes down?
For me not to have a notebook.
Well, you can rewatch this anytime you like. It'll be on YouTube.
Okay.
And you can listen to it on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or any other place you get your podcasts.
Just visualize me at home taking notes of my own podcast.
Yeah, you should. For your own podcast? Is that
from? No, well, I mean, I like talking. This is fun.
I tell a lot of people that they need to do their own podcast. It's super easy. You don't have to do it this much.
It seems super expensive.
Okay, so like I went balls out. I used to have a studio. Most of this stuff came from the studio.
Okay.
So, you know, as a normal human being, like Alana and I used to do a podcast together. We did it for like 4 years, and we did it right at our kitchen table. It was called Kitchen Table Discussions. That was,
I love that.
It was like those
KTD.
That's right. It's still up. You can go listen to it. But it's like those conversations you have after dinner and you sit around. When I was a kid, that was what we did. We would eat and then we would sit at the table, kind of sit back and just be like, yeah, I was in school today and Sally said, you know, whatever. And you just talk about shit and then you
debrief.
And your parents or uncles or whoever's around the table with you kind of fucking school you and you learn shit. I never learned so much shit in my life as at the table.
I like that concept. Yeah. It's I like the idea of podcasts around a time of day or an action. One of my favorite podcasts is Make Your Damn Bed. I
do it every morning when I get up out of bed, whether I like it or not.
And every time she's like, all right, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow while you make your damn bed. And you hear it, and it's great. It's a good habit.
That is cool.
Yeah,
that's cute.
It's by Julie Merica.
Shout out Julie Merica. She probably doesn't need it, but
no, she absolutely doesn't now. But she's on an episode like it's years and years every day of her, every single day. This podcast. It's really really cool.
Yeah, I've got more content all splattered around, more than I can shake a stick at. Out there, podcasts and stuff like that, other things, but it's fun and it is a good outlet if you just like to talk. So which brought me to like, you know, like I saw your Instagram post today. You're like, you know, I want to be very vulnerable with you guys, and I think that's fantastic. And it seemed like to me that you're like, I'm going to start doing this more often and using it as your journal. That's the same thing as a podcast.
Yeah, and I think that it's not egotistical to say that there is value in the words that I spit, right?
Sure.
Like sometimes I'll be talking with friends, or like I have certain pieces of advice that I find myself repeating day in and day out, and I know that they've hit my friends right in the heart and they've helped people. So I definitely think that it's, when manipulated in the right way, it could be done, executed really gracefully.
Sure. I mean, and a lot of us don't think about like our experiences and like how the things that we've gone through and you've come through on the other side, and just talking about the experience and how there's someone out there that's going to watch that or listen to it, and they're going to be, you know, it's going to affect them. They're going, you know, it's going to jive with their life.
They may not be on the other side yet. They might still be.
And yeah, and in your words, whether they seem, you know, empty to you, you're just like, well, excuse me, that Charlie's coming back. Or, you know, it's just like, I'm just saying these things, you know, and I'm just getting it out of my brain. But yeah, it could be very impactful to other people, which is why I feel like every time I have a thought or whatever, I try and just say it and just do it.
What you said reminds me of a visual that I saw, you know, something on Instagram that I saw. Ooh. And it's just a picture that shows a bunch of like jumbled up pieces of colored string. Mm-hmm. And it's like your brain before talking it out. And then like your brain, like all of the little separated strings after you talk it out.
Exactly.
It just getting your thoughts out of your brain sometimes is crucial, just to even understanding your own experiences or understanding where you're at or digging deep to find the why. Like
working through a problem.
How some people never get asked, mm-hmm. What are your goals? What do you plan to do with this? What mm-hmm. shaped you to get here? Some people are never asked that question. So it makes them dig deep. Like just the other day, someone said to me, so what do you think about when you're spinning fire? And I'm like, wow, like that's a lot deeper than I think that you intended it to be. I'm like, I actually don't think about anything. And I'm like, there it is. I'm like, that's why I love it so much, because I've never found something that I can't, that I'm not thinking about while I'm doing it. I've tried every sport, hobby, everything. But if that person never asked me, I would have never dug deep and figured out that's why I love fire. I would have just, kept doing it without direction or focus or vision. So just like journaling, I think this is super important.
1,000,000%. Yeah. What do you think about? You just said no, but it's one of those things. What you're doing, and you're disconnecting, and that's again not to keep bringing myself into that, but like I often do try to like. Words are escaping my brain right now, but yes, I try to like connect the two things. But it's similar to the way I am. I mean, I could be in front of 1 million people, and as introverted and stupid and silly as I can be around a bunch of people, I don't give a shit, because when I'm behind the camera, everything is gone except for what's in front of me.
Yeah.
And
it's all about how you connect. Mm-hmm. I mean, everyone we have different pathways. We're all different. There's different archetypes of people. There's different learning styles. There's different upbringings, but the connection is what's important. I think that seems to be the repetitive theme here. The community connection. Mm-hmm. Our purpose comes down and is tied to that community and finding that support. So
yeah, I think that's something that's lost in this day and age. I know I said we're very tribal people, and I think we are, but I don't think that everybody always finds their tribe.
We're moving farther away from it. We're becoming disconnected. It's similar to how we're talking about people having less children. People are having less children because we're less intimate with each other. We're less connected with each other. We don't have that drive. We don't, less people are saying, wow, I'm so in love with you. I want to make a little mini us. And like, that's beautiful, but also still kind of sad. Mm-hmm. And a little bit disconnected from like, core values. I'm not saying that everyone's core value needs to be to procreate at all. It might not be mine. Right. I don't know. But it's just important to have that diversity.
Yeah.
If we're real about what we want.
100%. Yeah. I had a thought. It's gone now.
Goodbye.
See you. Squirrel.
Yeah. No. Everything you just said jives like 100%. Like.
I thought you were going to fist bump me. So I'm like,
yeah, come on. No, I was pulling my sleeve up.
Laugh. When you play it back, you're gonna see it. Like you go to roll up your sleeve, and I'm like.
That's hilarious. No, that is funny, and I will look for that. But I do that too sometimes. I'll do little shit like that. Like when I'm at work, I work a full-time job. So when I'm at work, I will be walking by somebody and be like, "What's up, man?" And they like maybe had their earpods in or something, didn't hear me or whatever, and you're like, and then somebody sees you, and you're like.
just scrap.
Keep on
Just
going.
yeah. Just
They're like, nah, man, he totally dissed you. Like, shut the fuck up, man.
get out of here.
But no, I didn't mean to do that. Had I seen your knuckle going up, I damn sure would have went in.
No, you're gonna. I questioned myself before. I could
always
even
go for the bump.
execute. Yeah.
Always go for the bump, even if you miss. It could be a lesson in life. It could be.
That could be bad
disrespectful.
advice. It could be bad advice depending on what you're talking about.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
Not in the women's bathroom. Don't do the bump.
Yeah,
God, no,
any bathroom.
Yeah. It's not good. No, definitely in certain situations,
bathroom.
ask first. What?
She said, no, any bathroom.
Yeah, really. Could you imagine being at the urinal and like you're standing there and you're doing your business and a dude walks up?
And
hey, man. Fuck yeah. Nice junk.
That's just like as a woman, I'll never understand. I'll never understand the standing next to someone else exposed. I'll never understand it because I'll never have to.
I'll never understand it either. I go in the fucking stall.
Right, I would too.
Listen, I don't need anybody looking at my little skittle.
They looked down at it, gave you a fist bump, and said, "I'm a Phillies fan."
Yeah.
By the way.
Hey, nice skittle.
It's like that. I don't know. I'm happy I'm not a man in that aspect. I don't have to really worry about.
It's the weirdest fucking thing.
Yeah.
At least we don't have like, I mean, there may be somewhere in town, but like I've never seen it. But like the trough, they have these things. It's literally just like a trough all the way along the wall,
and you all pee in the same.
And everybody
container.
just kind of fucking lines up and just pees in it.
You sir need to join the military if you want to see that.
Yeah. And there's
that stuff's fun.
Something about that mustache told me that we used to be in the military, but I wasn't gonna say anything.
Yeah,
he used to shower like 10 other dudes and piss in piss tubes.
I was,
all sorts
in
of
school. I never took showers in gym. I never did.
I'm the opposite. I'm the one that never cared.
Yeah,
don't care.
I would bring a can of Axe. Which everybody didn't mind, all the other guys, because they were like, "Give me some of that." I was like, "I don't care if I stink." I'm not going in that shower, dude. I'm just,
Well, I think they're not clean. Like you got to wear flip flops in those showers.
Yeah,
like that's
for
like
sure.
for real. Like your mom, like I used to laugh. My mom would be like, "What do you mean I'm gonna get foot fungus?" And then someone gets foot fungus, and you're like, "Oh shit."
Yeah. Oh fuck. Yeah. Ringworm is not fun.
I had a K through 12. K through 8. I went to a school that had a swimming pool. So we had like for gym, like for a couple weeks out of the year, we had to do swimming, and that was terrible.
It was terrible to swim.
First period, you get all ready for school. You come to school. You look great. Homeroom. You see everybody. You say hi to your girls. You see all the cute little boys, and then first period hits, and then you gotta get unchanged in 10 minutes. Unchanged and shower in 10. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Just for a couple minutes of some, I don't know.
And whatever products you had in your hair.
Oh, they're in the pool now. Yeah.
I used to I don't do it anymore, but when I was a kid, my sister thought it would be cool. I never brushed my hair even when I was little. And then she thought one day, she goes, "I want to style your hair." I was like, okay. So she did like this part with like the wave thing. And it's so old. It's like, from the 90s, the dudes all did the wave thing. I don't know where she saw it from. I swear she just came up with it, and I was the first one ever that did it, and it caught on like wildfire.
I'm sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hell yeah. No. But yeah, from that fucking day on, I always had to do Aquanet in the hair. Do you don't know what Aquanet is?
I know what Aquanet
Okay.
is.
I don't even know if they still make it.
Oh, they do.
Okay. That shit's why we don't have any ozone left. But anyways. But yeah, and then I think in third grade I had like a pool class or swimming class or whatever, but I was just a guy and just stupid. I didn't think about stuff like that.
I mean, I think back to like high school. I was from like a little punk rock city where like everyone's putting their hair in spikes and it's purple and green and we got eyeliner down to here. Like I'm thinking of high school, I'm like, it's a nightmare actually. Don't take me back there.
I'm envisioning you in high school now. You were like a little goth kid, like a little punk rock goth kid.
So I actually, I think that I was just nerdy and awkward all the way through. Yeah, nerdy and awkward all the way through. I went to cyber school. I started cyber school when I was in 10th grade.
Cyber school.
Because I wanted to be one of those kids that like worked full time and also went to school for some reason. I thought that was cool. And then I went from being a good student to like kind of crazy college student.
Okay.
Got in a little bit of trouble and then really leveled out. And I wouldn't say that I'm boring. I wouldn't say that I've settled down yet, but I've definitely leveled out.
No, you fucking play with fire.
Yeah,
what the hell is boring about that?
Right. I don't think I can ever use the term settle down until I'm like, there's no settling down. I play with fire.
Yeah. I mean, you see people, I've seen like, God, there's like motocross guys that like teach their little toddlers how to ride motorcycles from that age, you know, and there's just you name it. There's a lot of people that are into certain things. You know, I've seen like yogi moms like teaching their little kids.
So cute.
It is cute when they're like balancing on their mom's foot, and I'm like, what is happening?
My heart.
Yeah.
About not having children.
I would say I've got some you can borrow, but they're grown.
Oh no. See, that's my problem. Is because
you can have my wife over anytime you want.
Yeah, I mean, y'all could probably like share clothes or something, but that's about as far as it goes. You know.
I like them until like they can talk back.
Oh.
So it's like I you know.
I've got a grandson.
Yeah, he talks back.
Yeah, he definitely talks back.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That little turd.
He's a good.
How
he's a
old?
sweetheart though. He's 5 now, right?
5 years old.
5 fucking years.
5 years old.
He's been on this
Is
earth.
he cursing yet?
No.
Not unless he comes around G Diddy's house. That's when he comes over here. I get like my daughter Gabby. She like gets pissed because
let me make this clear. G Diddy would be you.
That's me.
Okay, just.
Yeah, we're not going
G
with
Diddy.
Grandpa or Pop
G
or none of
Diddy.
that
I like
bullshit.
that.
Yeah,
Fucking
that's
G.
right. And if P Diddy comes after me about it, he can suck my kiss.
Yeah.
In the words of
mean,
Chili
yes.
Peppers.
I probably cuss at the house just as much as you do. So
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because
he knows what's right and wrong, and that's the thing though. He knows what's right and wrong, and he likes to test the boundaries.
Well, that's the lesson. I think I don't have any kids, so I can't know for sure. But like I think that's the lesson that needs to be taught. It's like not that you never ever do. Why don't we say those words, or why do we only say them?
Yeah, but why do
private?
we not say them?
Right, exactly. I remember years and years ago, my friend she was maybe 7 at the time, and he openly cursed and allowed her to curse in situations that would not affect, like if we were all festival kids, so
right.
she, you know, every once in a while you hear it's like, oh shit, and it's like this little 7-year-old and like if someone would yell at her, he'd be like, no bro, he's like, she knows not to say this in school, she knows that she would never say this when she gets older and gets a job, like, well, please don't tell my kid what to do. And
right.
I'm like, that's respect.
Mad
I
respect.
kind of liked it.
Yeah.
He also told her from day one that Santa Claus isn't real, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah, that's Alana with her kid. She does the same thing. Evie has been as long as I've known that kid, and she was about yay big, you know. But she's been cussing like a sailor, you know. And it is weird. It's
odd
first when you see a little one, you know, like telling you to fuck off or whatever, you know, and it's just like it's a little awkward, but you know, you get used to it, and now she's grown up, you know, and she's all grown up. I'm all grown up.
Hey, shouts out Russell Scenic.
What's up, baby girl? That's my dog. He's I think he's are you in? I don't know. I don't want to talk to him through your podcast right now, but he's going to Art Basel soon. I don't know if he's there now.
Oh my God, jealous.
Yeah,
no, we can talk about Art Basel.
Yeah, I mean, it looks amazing. I'd love to one day be able to go, but it ain't now.
You guys just fucked it up for Russell.
Oh.
Santa Claus isn't real.
Oh,
hey, listen, Russell.
That one's on me.
He is real, and you can come sit on my lap anytime.
I knew that. I saw that coming.
Talk about the first thing that pops up.
That's what she said. Saw that coming.
Wow, I made it this far without a that's what she said.
No.
I'm a that's what she said. But mine are good.
Oh, okay, not like mine.
No.
Yeah,
they're
mine
better.
are on a different level, like lower.
Any of my friends who are watching or will watch this, they are going to be pretty impressed. It's a pretty long time for me to go with that. That's what she said.
I would probably not share this with your friends.
Is that Michael
That's
Scott?
what she said.
Michael Scott?
Hey,
The Office?
yeah. No.
That's how I tell people where I'm from. It's like, wait, you're from Philly? I'm like, no.
From Scranton.
You're from Pittsburgh? No. I'm like, you know The Office?
Ding, 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 ding.
I'm like, that's the city I have to drive to get like my license like renewed.
Really?
Like, when I lived in
you go
Pennsylvania.
through Scranton?
Little Scranton.
That's funny.
Yeah.
My uncle has a cabin out in Pennsylvania.
I was born in Scranton.
I don't know where, but
It's in the hospital's not there anymore, but I was born in Scranton.
oh, that's got to be weird.
Yeah. I actually never like thought about that. Like saying like
I just thought about that.
I was born where the like a couple blocks away from where the Office is filmed.
Oh, wow.
Where you were born?
Yeah.
No longer exists.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Is this like the Mandela effect?
What the fuck? What's going on right now?
Yeah.
It never did.
Yeah. You were born.
Where was I born?
You were born in a Kmart parking lot and a shopping cart. I don't know. I know. My mom told me I wasn't born. I was hatched.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's
I was
good.
like, thanks, Mom.
I'm gonna add it to the collection.
It's a fucking lizard guy. Russell said the light shots at the collab cafe with her were awesome.
Oh yeah, the shots he did. Fuck yeah, they were fucking amazing.
With Miss Flames.
Every time.
Wait, what? The lights?
The light shots.
Oh.
Where you were like looking up into the light. Every time I see him doing, and I told him this. I messaged him off to the side. I was like, dude, I knew those fucking pictures were gonna be fire because he's one of those guys.
Fire.
Yeah. Right. I was a little on the nose one. No, but he likes to not shoot straight on. You know, he likes to find an angle and take you out of the scene. You know, like there doesn't really need to be a backdrop with him. He'll find a way to make it look different.
Yeah. For anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, it was like a group shot where there was like backdrops for pictures, and he just asked me. He's like, I don't know if I was kneeling down and like I was near this light bulb. He's like, could you just like look up at that?
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, I love it. And I'm like, I live for that. Like I want, like, there's this whole set that was all very like cliche Christmas. And he's like, can you look up at that light bulb? And then I'm like, yes, I can. Like, do you want me to look amazed? Like this, like I was really playing it up, and I loved it. When I got them back, I was like, these are awesome.
Oh, dude, he does such good work. I'm so happy that he'll even speak to me.
Yeah, he shot my reception.
He did.
Oh.
He did.
Freaking amazing.
He did.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, freaking amazing.
Yeah. Everything.
Gave me like 1,000 photos.
Everything he touches is fucking gold.
I love it. I need to post some of those, but now you're gonna see him. You're gonna know that you inspired. I gotta post some of those pictures.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. If he sent them to you, post them for sure. But
that's the thing, is like you have like a stockpile of things that you want to post, and it's like, when do I post it? Is this extra good? Do I save it? And then it sits in your always post it. Yeah, always post it.
Get on Meta Business Suite and just schedule that shit for like 2-3 weeks out and just fucking forget about it.
Yep, I remember when to schedule a post, you had to get this software and download this plugin, and then it still didn't work with Instagram, and now you can just do it right from Meta. It's so amazing.
Yeah. No,
so
I love
awesome.
it. Yeah, I love it occasionally. There's certain things I can't do on it, but
my goal right now is to spend a little bit less time on social media. I think that everyone probably has that as a small goal or something that they recently overcame, but I need to separate the doom scrolling from the actual research, the actual connecting with my community. Because I'd be looking at that how many hours per day you spend on your phone, and I'm like, oh god.
I don't look at it. I can feel it. You know, and when I'm sitting at home and I know I should be doing a million other things, and I find myself, and you literally lose your life on TikTok.
Oh, it'll be 7 o'clock. You're like, oh, I'm gonna get such a good night's sleep, and then it's 11
Right.
o'clock.
It's like a fucking time warp.
And I can't help but to get disappointed and frustrated in my like raw emotion, like frustrated, angry with myself.
I
because
can't believe I did this.
I'm like, I don't have time to update this part of my website, or I don't have enough time to make this contract ahead of time, but I have time to sit and scroll through Instagram. I don't have that time. I created that time instead of creating time to do something that was important.
Yeah.
So, you know, slap yourself on the wrist when that happens, but then try to practice some patience and grace. You know, if you have to download one of those apps that gives you reminders, do it, because habits, the longer we do them, the harder they are to break.
That's true.
So,
but it is hard to develop a habit. I mean, they what is it? They say it takes 22 days to develop a habit.
And that's becoming longer.
Yeah.
Just because of our attention span. I remember in marketing, it used to be like someone had to see something at least 6 times for it to stick. You know that's up to like 27 times.
Yeah, I believe it.
Like for something, because we see a video, and if our attention is not grabbed in that first, sometimes even half a second, 2 seconds.
See, I fucked it up for your podcast. People tuned out like in the first 2 minutes. They're like, "What the fuck is this?"
What are they doing?
All I see is the back of that guy's head. He's under the table looking at shit. And there's a buzz going on. I don't know what's happening. What's going on? Yeah, probably fucked that up. But, you know, it's all right. We redeemed ourselves. I think we've been doing good.
The good thing is it's consistently live. So like, for those 15 seconds that you were fumbling around, there's been so many good frames that people could have been attracted to come in and say hi. So
absolutely. Well, that's all due to you. You have the good stories. I just asked stupid questions.
Hey, like I was saying before, if you didn't ask the questions, then sometimes these stories would never get out of people's heads. And I'm gonna go home tonight with a
I should have talked about this
newfound sense of focus.
Oh, okay.
And no, I rarely leave conversations with like, oh, I should have said this. I always leave conversations with like, Kaitlyn, shut the fuck up.
No way, man. You will never say too much in this podcast.
Awesome.
Yeah, it makes my job so much easier. Like I give Russell a heap of shit when he comes on here. If you have a chance, go listen to the first episode he ever did with me. It's on the audio page. It's only audio. But yeah, he was very, he just went on, and I let him do that. I gave him the freedom to do that because he had a lot to say, and I was genuinely curious about him, and I think it was the first time we had ever actually met, but that's the way I give him.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I give him a heap of shit for just talking and talking and talking and not letting me get a word in. But, my philosophy is if you're going to interview people, ask the question and then shut the fuck up.
Yeah, listen. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think that's a lesson. I mean, I had to learn in leadership, in corporate leadership, corporate American leadership.
Yeah.
Leadership in corporate America.
Something
but just
like
to
that.
just to stop listening with the intent to reply and just listen.
Right. Actively,
exactly. Focused, intentional listening. Because you walk away as the listener with so much more than you'll ever even know, just by connecting and like learning more about yourself by listening to other people.
100%. Yeah.
And then that person actually sees you listening to them and they feel valued, and it's just a twofer, a win-win.
I think so.
Yeah.
I love it. I love this medium. I love being able to meet, people like yourself. Everybody that's come through those doors, I've just been fucking blessed, to have them. So, I mean, it's my favorite way to get to know people.
Yeah.
Like if I were going to take a girl on a date, I would probably take them in here for a podcast. Let's do a podcast. Let's get to know each other in front of the cameras.
I honestly, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, that is an awesome way to get to know somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, you literally can't hear anything on the outside world.
Right. When you
have what you need.
Yeah.
It's scheduled time.
Yep.
I feel like I'll even reference.
Damn. Let's not talk too much about that because all those podcast studios that are out there are going to get an idea for podcast date night.
Oh no! I need the royalties on that, please.
Well, I've actually been thinking about looking into a space and starting back up a podcast studio. Before it was tattoos, podcasting, and photography.
I was about to say you should.
We had the
share.
trifecta.
Yep.
But it didn't work out. So
if you find a place with high enough ceilings and the lack of a sprinkler system, you let me know because I got some fire babies that would love to practice.
Well, what would be cool is just having an open field, for sure. And yeah, it would be nice to have a 4,000 square foot fucking building that you guys could just go fucking crazy in,
You gain more practice when you practice outside. So having something inside and controlled is great.
For photos, probably.
Especially for photos. Practice wise, as long as the wind's not insane and crazy. Yeah. I mean, the wind has shut down some of my practice sessions outside.
Imagine.
I've only practiced outside, so I should say I only practice outside at my home because that's a lot of money. I don't want to set anything on fire,
Of course. Of course. And,
my ceilings are not high enough for that.
What is that foam that y'all put? What is that?
They're called I love them. They're fire bubbles. So I'll tell you a funny story after I explain what they are, or we'll see how it fits in. But fire bubbles are just propane, dish soap, and water. Oh. And you can make them in a bucket. And
with supervision, children.
Safely with supervision. I hope there's no children.
I'm
probably
not.
Like a sailor.
Don't worry about
it.
But if that's the case, then fuck their parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't know what they're watching.
But when you put it on your skin, just depending on a lot of different factors, you know, the ratio, what kind of soap you use, if the water is cold or hot, it has a different feeling to it. But the idea or the concept is that, you know, you're lighting your hand on fire, you're lighting, you know, whatever on fire, and then it's going out, you know, quickly enough for it to catch on anything else, because, you know, a flame needs accelerant.
So you blow
oxygen.
bubbles with the propane.
So to get it, so this is where the funny story comes in. So when I was new into the fire world, how I explained to you, I buy everything new. I need the best of the best. I need to go broke over every single hobby that I start. Well, when I discovered that fire bubbles were a thing, I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be great. If I get a business, this will be a huge money maker. And I bought a very expensive bubbler from an awesome distributor, not complaining about the quality at all. Shout out Odd Pro Shop. But I bought a very expensive bubbler from them. It's custom made. Is that mine?
Fired.
Ew.
It is mine.
Is that your mom? Shout out, Mom.
No, it's telling me that I am not done with my work day. It's telling me before you go to bed, you have to do these reports.
Oh, sorry. I don't want to keep you.
Okay. Please, no. I
do want to keep you.
No. But back to the story.
Bubbles.
I bought this bubbler, and it's one of those things too that I don't know if you've ever bought something that was so in demand that they only do product drops, where you have to buy it in like 5 seconds or else it's gone. So these bubblers, they only make like your camera equipment, fire props are very much like that. But these bubblers they only made 8 of them, you know, 2 each style. And I logged on and I had a reminder in my phone, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, it can't be, I won't give out the exact numbers because I don't want to call anyone out, but like I'm thinking it's going to be X amount, hundreds of dollars. And I'm like, all right, so I just quickly check out on Etsy, like put it in my cart, check it out. It's like 40% more than what I thought it was going to be. So now I have this, we call it my $1 million bubbler. Yeah. It's beautiful. I'm going to have it for a long time. And then I went to my fire eating class.
We got to get into that too.
Absolutely.
I've got so many questions.
We will, absolutely. And at the very beginning, the very beginning of the fire bubble portion, my instructor Lior pulls out a bucket and makes the bubbles in a bucket. And he watched my face, just look at it and go,
but why?
And he, you know, we quickly got into the conversation, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I was like, I just bought a blank $100 bubbler, and you're telling me that I can do that in a bucket? You're like, yeah. And that's why you should do research before you buy things. That's why you should definitely know what you're buying. But really, all you need to do is get the propane out of the thing. All the bubbler is like a top piece that holds the soap connected to a knob that turns the propane on or off. Oh, geez. Like, you can make it at home. Yeah. I mean, you probably need some skill. Maybe bring on your buddy.
Maybe you got like a 3D printer or something. You could have just made
the nozzle. Or I'm not sure. Like my buddy makes them. But it was a lesson learned. I still wouldn't take it back. I love my $1 million bubble.
Hey, listen. Yeah, it's a keepsake. It was a lesson learned.
Yes, it absolutely was.
For sure.
It absolutely was.
Huh. So that's cool. So it basically, when the accelerant that's inside the bubbles burns up, it's done.
Exactly. So
it's like a flash.
When you turn it on, exactly. So when you turn it on, it makes the bubbles. When you turn it off, those bubbles will eventually pop in there. So if you don't use those bubbles soon, the propane's gonna pop, and you're just gonna light it, and it's not gonna catch on fire.
Right. Okay. That sounds cool. I mean, there's so many questions about the safety of it and everything. I'm sure that you guys, it's been around for a while, you know, people playing with fire. It's
absolutely.
Like since God knows when. Do you know like the history of it?
I don't actually. I wish
should have looked that shit up.
I should have too.
I got a researcher over there.
Give me 1 minute, please.
Awesome. Yes. It's something that I think that I would like to know, like because the question comes up is like, there's cultural appropriation, you know, like you're not Hawaiian. And I'm like, all right, here we go.
Maybe it is. I don't know.
I don't think so.
I feel like it was. People were doing that long ago.
Yeah, long time. But yeah, it's Fire bubbles are a lot safer than they appear, and I'm not telling anybody to go home and make them and do them by yourself. I do think that anyone, I should have said this at the very beginning, but as a disclaimer, I think that anybody who is going to manipulate, play with any form of fire play should be professionally trained, should have access, of course, to a fire blanket extinguisher, and you should, if you are a fire manipulator of any sort, you should never play alone.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, like you put a layer of like liquid, just water on your hands to create a little bit of a barrier. And it depends where it's on your body, you know? Like some parts, my back, I like twitch. Some people, it's very relaxing. Some people get fire bubble massages.
Really?
Yeah.
I've heard of fire cupping.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I've seen that. It's a little scary to me.
Yeah. Looks like a...
What would be the proper term for it? Fire what?
Maybe fire dancing.
Look up the history of fire dancing or fire eating. I mean, they both probably have a different answer online.
Where did fire dancing come from? Polynesia.
Yeah, yep.
And so another form of fire dancing comes from the people of Polynesia. It is believed that a Maori people of New Zealand would soak a ball attached to string and fuel, light it, and perform dancing rituals. Poi is a Maori word meaning ball on a string, making the Maori people the originators of the flow equipment still popular today.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Thank you for looking that up.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I knew generally.
It's good to have a guy in the chair.
Why is fire dancing important? Fire dancing history spans countries as many cultures have used dance as an important part of ceremonies, gatherings, and storytelling. One example is the Beltane Fire Festival in Edinburgh, Scotland, which celebrates summer with traditional rituals to appease fairy folk.
Awesome. Yeah.
So a little history.
So Beltane celebration, that would be for anyone who follows the Wheel of the Year, or anyone who follows any Wiccan or pagan celebrations.
Not me. She does. I don't. I let her do her thing, and if it spills over blessings on me, I'm happy about it.
I love the way you worded that. Yeah, I'd feel a little bit more connected to the Wheel of the Year than I do traditional holidays, just because I've always been someone who's connected to the outside.
What is the Wheel of the Year?
It's the Wheel of the Year is like there are 8. I'm not going to describe this the best, but
let's go to Google.
There are 8 main holidays.
Yeah.
But they just represent the different times of the year. So you have the winter and summer solstice, you have the spring and autumn equinox, and then you have their midpoints for each. So when he said the Beltane Festival, Beltane would be one of those 8 wheels of the year, just depending on. So it's different for what hemisphere you're in.
That's cool.
So Beltane is between 1st May and 21st of June. I believe that's when that's what that says right.
Were you doing witchy stuff last night with the moon?
No, sometimes I do like to connect. I'm not extremely woo-woo. Like I don't think that if I pick a tarot card out of a deck that the universe sent that card for me. No,
she's got so many stacks of tarot.
I bought that deck. I know. I paid for that card. I know that it was created for me. I bought it.
Right.
But I do think that like if I pull a tarot card from a deck, I do think that it can be used as a catalyst to journaling, a catalyst to asking ourselves deeper questions and making connections.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of like the word of the day on a calendar.
Exactly. I use them as journal prompts. I think that it's like but I also respect people who are much more into it than me. Like I like looking up like, oh, are we compatible? Like, oh, what's your sign? But like at the end of the day,
I'm not compatible with anyone.
Myself.
Yeah. Well, I'm apparently, she asked me, she's like, what? She knows I'm a Capricorn. She goes, what are your like moon and sun signs or whatever? And I don't know whatever they all are, rising and setting and fucking going over the...
Your sun, your moon, your rising.
Over the river and through the woods. Right. And I said, I'm a fucking Capricorn. And she goes, no, you can't just be a... I said, I'm fucking Capricorn. And I was, yeah. And she goes, all right, let's do it. And I said, all right, look. All right, so I call up my mom. I was like, what the fuck time was I born? And all that shit.
Classic picture online.
Yeah.
It's like the son texting the mom saying, Mom, what time and where was I born? And her responding saying, stop talking to her.
Right, but at this point, she's already living with me, so it's too late. No, I love her to death.
That's a great meme.
Yeah, but I was like, what time was I born? All this shit. We did the test. Guess what?
All 3.
All 3.
No.
Yeah. I told you, I'm very incapable. I'm incompatible with fucking anyone. If anyone likes to date me, they're fucking touched. They're mentally ill.
All my signs are difficult, so just difficult.
I think she's a Gemini, and I don't know what all her rising and setting and suns and moons are. I don't know, but I'm just like, she's just a cool chick.
I love that. That.
And she could put up with my bullshit. So
that's all that matters. Yeah. That's compatibility right there.
I guess, like, I don't believe in astrology and all that stuff. I'm not real woo-woo like that, but like you said, I don't, degrade or downplay anybody.
Apply
that
it
is.
If you want. Everything. Take what you want, leave at the door what you don't.
Exactly.
That's how everything should be. You create your own.
I respect everybody for their beliefs and their thoughts.
Absolutely.
So, but it doesn't necessarily, like, I don't have to integrate everybody's things with my life,
Oh, exactly. Yeah, for sure.
But I do think it's funny that I was right.
I think, and that's like, it's just prob and so this is we're talking about zodiac, but I'm like, just think prob and stat, right? So there's 12 signs and then 3, and like that's a lot of combinations, and for you to be Capricorn all the way through, that is pretty wild. Yeah, I wish I had something witty.
Guy you'll ever meet.
I wish I had something witty to say about Capricorns. I don't know shit about Capricorns.
Apparently we're assholes.
Oh,
but we're nice assholes.
Taller, but I got you.
Still up for debate.
Like you can't help but to love us, but you're like that. Fucking asshole.
I love that asshole.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah. Like, who doesn't love a little asshole?
How can you hate, like, what is the symbol for a Capricorn? It's like a half man, half horse. No? Am I wrong? Am I way off there?
Let me look it up.
It's goat and it's like goat and fish. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Basically, it's a fucking fish? Manatee.
It's a sea cow.
Yeah.
Guys. Oh.
I mean, it's not, but
it's
not
the manatee.
Yeah.
So, when I want to say probably a couple months ago now, I was sitting with my friends, and like, mind you, I'm sober. I was not smoking, not drinking.
Sorry, does that bother you?
No, not at all. Most certainly don't do any drugs. And I'm sitting there at my friend's marina, and the kids are all playing. Everyone's doing their, like, we have an admin day. All of us are just hanging out on our computers. And I see this, like, I'm like, is that rock breathing? And like, I'm questioning everything in me, because at this point I've been here for like a year and a half. I've been to this marina a million times. I know what a manatee looks like. I've fed a manatee. I touched one. I swam with one. But I'm watching and like everyone's talking to me, and everyone's just going silent, and I'm watching this, what I believe to be a rock. And then I finally realized that it's a manatee.
Yeah.
And my reaction was, I love them so much that I got up and was start screaming to my friends that it's a manatee. And my friend just looks at me and she goes, good job, because now you scared it away. I probably scared the living crap out of him. He was just coming up to have a snack.
Yeah.
And I'm tripping on air, thinking that it's a breathing rock, and then that's
hilarious. I imagined that story was going to go a different way. I imagined that you said you got up and jumped in the water and played with it.
I see. If I didn't scare it,
listen to me when I tell you.
If I didn't scare it away, I would have.
Yeah.
Well, she started the story off with, I know I don't do drugs, but there was a breathing rock. And I was like, wait a minute, hold on.
No.
Sorry, but we call that acid. Or mushrooms. You might have eaten some mushrooms.
Whoops.
Yeah, which I don't consider those drugs. So those are medicine.
Ground. Yeah,
sure.
They grow in the ground.
Yeah, I mean, well, everything that we just about.
Yeah, but it's what man labels as a drug and tells what other men.
Hey, let's not get into that.
I mean, we don't like to be told what to do.
It's semantics,
you know. That's a whole, like, going into the legality of all the stuff and everything, and the way it's all classed, and it's just I will get on a soapbox and
next week. Kaitlyn Flames on hallucinogens.
And society.
Not actually on hallucinogens.
Yeah, whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah, be careful. Your people from work might watch this.
No, please go.
There's going to be a drug test cup sitting for you.
I'll be like, okay, I got you, I promise.
Right.
Let's go.
That was, I'll tell you, like, when I quit smoking weed and I got drug tested, it was like the coolest feeling.
Isn't it the most gratifying thing?
I'm like, you think I'm
on
drugs?
Waste your money.
You think I'm high? Fine. Okay, cool. I got you. And you want to watch? I'll pee right in front of you. I don't care.
Right.
You know, but yeah. It's like an empowering moment.
It's gratifying. It's like when you stop, like, for me, it was like when I was a teenager, or like coming out of my, I don't know, early to mid 20s, and I'm like burn rides aren't cool. Like, going out and drinking and driving isn't cool. And I'm like, I'm growing up. I am growing up.
It's true.
But it is. It's like there's so much more gratification to knowing that, one, you're not breaking the law, and two, you're not endangering yourself and others, and three, you're not flushing your money down the toilet. So.
Right. Well, I guess I don't know. And that, like I said, that's a whole nother topic. But I mean, I am all for legalizing 100%. Pretty much all drugs.
Yeah, that's and as it should be an individual choice.
Yeah, it should be. You should not be able to tell me what I can and can't put into my body, except for light bulbs. You can tell me not to put those in my body.
Don't put those in your ass, please.
Did you see the doctor on TikTok with all the tree toppers talking about, do not put this in your body. Do not put this in your... As much as it looks like a butt plug, it's not. They're all ceramic.
That's one thing that I've really respected about my father is my father, growing up, he like never saw... and has tried it, but never saw like the recreational, like the enjoyment that comes from marijuana. And he would always say openly, he'd be like, I don't get it. He's like, I don't get it, but I do believe that it is hypocritical that our congressman can have a martini at lunch. They can have 3 of them. And then, but someone can't go home and like smoke a joint. And I remember my dad having that belief, and then I would expand that, further into my adulthood, into what you were saying. It's like everything should be legalized. It's like people are going to do it no matter what, and you can either educate and provide resources for people to make that decision wisely, or you can let it go out of control. And we've chosen the latter, obviously.
Oh yeah.
The war on drugs.
I just feel like when people can drop their bias and stand in the middle on a subject,
and
really come forward about it. Like it's not it's not affecting you directly. Why is it illegal? You know what I mean? Come on.
He would say too. He'd be like, what is the purpose of it being illegal? Like I don't, I don't like it.
Well, that's like the whole concept of the preacher's daughter. You know what I mean? Like preacher's daughter grows up whole life, not able to go out and have fun, and then ends up being the most wildest one growing up. You know what I mean? So you take these things away from people. You're incentivizing them to want to go get it more. You know, so it's just
our puritanistical values.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, that's where it really comes from. But anyways, I don't mean to get onto that.
Yeah.
Can we get back into the fire eating?
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah,
that
sounds trippy.
Like okay, so what is the substance that you put inside of your mouth that won't burn your mouth? Like it burns on the thing, but when you put it in there, like
you're starving the fire from what it needs.
Oxygen.
Exactly. So that and the accelerant. So what we use is white gas. So just Coleman's or Camp. I think Crown. I'm sorry, Coleman's or Crown. Just regular white gas. We keep it in obviously resealed airtight containers that stay closed when we're not dipping. But it's a whole process. So you're putting the prop, you're soaking the prop, you're then rubbing the excess off of it. Depending on what you're doing with fire, if you're eating it or if you're manipulating it with vapor tricks, there's different heat points at which you're going to complete each trick. So to blow your mind a little bit more, it is actually going to be easier for me to eat a flame that I either just lit or lit 5 seconds ago than one that's dying down. And that's something that people, they give me that look, especially. And I gave my fire coach, my fire mentor, my fire teacher, whatever you want to call him, the same look. It's like, but the flame is smaller. He's like, but it's blue.
Oh, okay. Because the blue part is, and I thought, the white part is the hottest, isn't it? Isn't that inside the blue? Yeah.
So, but
closer to the center is always going to be hotter.
Exactly. So, it just you're teaching your body to do the exact opposite of what we've learned our whole life to do, and like. You stand and you stare at it for a couple times. You learn, first of all, you learn fire safety. Second of all, you learn, what to do and what not to do. And then, first you do tongue touches. And then when you're comfortable doing tongue touches, that's when you attempt to eat the flame. Now, this is after hours and probably days of training. But yeah, it's still intimidating. There's still times where I go to practice fire eating, and the one rule that I follow and will always follow, if it doesn't feel right, if there's something telling me not to do it, don't do it. And sometimes that is imposter syndrome, and it not feeling right is a fine line, right?
Yeah.
So just to always be safe. But fire eating is a
Does
journey.
The angle, the angle at which you put it into your, that has to do.
I've learned to tilt back because it's easier to
almost vertical.
But I know many people who practice head on. Yeah, they're very
shoving
good.
it right in there.
Yeah, they're very good at what they do.
But they don't have any nose hairs.
It's just a matter of style. Yeah, it's just a matter of style.
No mustache.
Yeah.
I burned off a couple eyelashes before.
Oh.
Not with fire eating, but with like putting like a prop like in front of your face. Yeah, just from being too ballsy, showing off.
Yeah, which can hurt you.
Yeah. There's just a lot of risks. There's just, you know, you have to think about the makeup that you're wearing. Are you wearing glitter, shimmer? Are you wearing sunscreen, hair product, perfume, cologne? Anything
flammable.
Mm-hmm. You have to, you know, if you're eating fire, you need to make sure you're hydrated. It's something.
So if I was for all the young people in the world out there that are thinking about getting into this field, what advice do you give them?
That fire eating is not something that you do on your own. It is not something that you learn off of YouTube. It is not something that you pay your buddy $50 or $100 to do. Mm-hmm. Fire eating is something that, in my personal opinion, I think is at least a day class, because learning fire safety is several hours in itself. I learned how to fire eat from one of the world's best, questionably the world's best, Lior Littman. So he's awesome. I recommend that if you are thinking about getting into fire eating or breathing or want to expand your skill set, to definitely hit him up. He's an excellent mentor. But just making sure that you're trusting the person that is teaching you. There are teachers, you know, in most big cities on how to fire eat. There are conventions. Some places offer like day classes in large groups. I would say to avoid those for your first time.
Large groups?
Yeah. So if you, like, let's say you're at a festival and there's a fire eating, you know, workshop or something like that, and you see a lot of people at it, like if you're learning to eat fire for the first time, you want that one-on-one. I don't like the idea of cramming fire safety into, you know, 20 minutes and then let's eat fire for another 30.
That sounds unsafe.
So my advice is to take your time. It is an investment, but just know that it's risky. My fire coach says that what we do is stupid. What we do is very, very stupid. We are putting fire in our mouth, and for us to deny that fact would be silly. But my advice would be to learn professionally, invest professionally. It's not something that you want to skimp with time or money or resources. If you want to go type fire dancing mistakes in Google, fire eating mistakes.
Oh my God, I'd be
fire
afraid.
eating fails. I won't do it. That would make my heart hurt.
Yeah,
but for a fellow artist, because I've seen there are a couple of events that have happened in modern fire dancing history that people know about, and mistakes that were made that we all learned from.
Right.
But the more we invest and the more time we spend with learning the science behind fire and taking our time to learn the right way, I think is paramount.
Yeah.
You can't learn the wrong way, because you learn the wrong way, you're gonna screw it up. And chemical pneumonia is a quick
chemical
killer.
Pneumonia.
Yeah. So you don't want to get any of that fuel
inside your body.
No, none of it.
In your lungs and whatnot.
And that's even more so a risk for a fire breather, because that's using a completely different type of fuel.
Right.
That's using uplow, so ultra refined. I don't like breathing fire. It's not my favorite thing. But they use a different fuel.
It's cool, but it scares me for them.
It's scary, but that's why it will make it so fun to watch.
Yeah.
I was recently at a Flow Fest where we had like a pre-jam down in Tampa, and my friends pulled off a heart. They both breathed fire in it.
Oh, wow.
Heart. It was the coolest thing. So, yeah.
That's fucking badass.
It's badass. I saw a circus act. It was like 3 guys with dun dun dun, like just big brawly circusy guys, and they did an amazing job. I wish I knew the name of their group, because I would shout them out. They were awesome.
Yeah. I've always been enamored with fire and water. Not that, you know, one gets put out with the other, but like, I don't know. I've always been, like, I was told at an early age I was part shark. You know.
Oh, I was a swimmer. In the water. You couldn't get me out of the water.
Yeah, and I played with fire a lot when I was a kid, but I definitely don't have enough rhythm or whatever to do what you guys do.
That's what you think.
No. Seriously, but I look to you and everyone else to do that, and I respect everything that you guys do, and I applaud.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
I'm personally
thank you
extending that out to the community.
Yeah, that's for everybody. Everyone that I give you guys props, man. And I would, yeah. Well, whatever props you need, I got it. No, hopefully you guys all stay safe. That's my biggest concern with that. It's like we've kind of talked about doing a little shoot, and I'm just like, God, I don't want to make them drag all their shit, line all the time. I know, but dude, I would never do that until I know, like, all right, we're good, we got this. The weather's right, the place is good, it's all good. But
and even if the weather is fine and the place is fine, your relationship with the photographer is great, if you don't have a safety person that you trust, don't go.
Yeah.
I mean a person that you can get vulnerable with, a person that you have to think about it, who is going to act quick, who's not going to be intimidated to put you out. You know? So
that's good that you talked about that. I was actually going to bring that up earlier, the safety person. Because I would imagine that is a stressful job as well, just being on point. You're not just there to support and be an onlooker. You got to be actively paying attention to everything.
Taking videos, you're not, and sometimes it could be difficult for a safety person who. If we're at an event where crowd control somehow comes on you. So there's always going to be, if in my work and in most of the people that I know are going to have a strong visual barrier, cones, lights. But if you're at an event where there's people, especially people who are intoxicated, and your safety's job also becomes holding people away from the fire, then that's a recipe for disaster, because a safety's job is to watch that flame and nothing else.
And that's a wrap too, because I would be like, I'm not performing here with all you people.
Absolutely not. And you have to be a stern business person. I'm learning a lot with every single gig of how to make it clear of what you are needing. Knowing your non-negotiables before going into a meeting is probably the biggest lesson that I've learned in the past year.
How do you like when you do different venues, when you work at different venues, like say they hire you for a restaurant to walk around, how do you decide, all right, this is what we're going to do because this is what the space allows? Yeah.
So I myself have never I've safetied for a very close friend of mine in a restaurant, but I've never performed inside a restaurant myself. I would definitely consult with my coach and my friends before going to the discovery meeting.
Seems a little risky.
It is, but when executed right, it's no more risky than you potentially lighting a tree on fire outside
or going to the hibachi grill.
Exactly. So I've seen it beautifully executed.
Yeah.
Nora Kase has dinner shows. Tokyo is the artist. I think the shows, they just changed the show time, so I don't want to give the wrong time, but I want to say that they're 7:30 to 9:30 or something along those lines. But Nora Kase restaurant.
You'll find them.
Yeah, I'll
Google.
Just tag them. But she's a very close friend of mine, and she truly is remarkable in the way that her body awareness is probably the number one component to her performances that make her ability to maneuver around inside and around people so safe.
Okay.
And I know just personally from knowing her as a businesswoman that there have been many meetings and many, checking the capacity and seeing how high the ceilings are and every building has a fire code and
right.
There's so many moving parts that have to be discussed before that show goes on that I can't wait till my day in a restaurant. But even with venues that I've performed on patios, it's a matter of, okay, well, what happens if this happens? Or
right.
do you have security? Or, are there children? There's so many questions to ask that I've a PowerPoint full of them.
I imagine. At least a mental PowerPoint, or do you have a physical actual PowerPoint?
Oh, I'm a total nerd. I got a physical,
okay.
Not a PowerPoint, but definitely a checklist in Excel. Definitely a color-coded checklist in Excel.
Okay.
For negotiables and non-negotiables.
That's good, though. You got to I should have brought a water myself. Coffee always gets me. No, it's good that you have that to fall back on, but that's... all those things are things that I wondered. I'm sure how far along are we, Patty?
We are at 1 hour and 55.
I knew it.
Wow. We just get talking.
I have this internal clock. I just know it's like it started at 1.5 hours when I would stop and be like, I know we're close, and then now it's like we're getting to 2 hours.
Wow.
But yeah, with I don't know. I just like to check. We can keep talking if you want. It don't bother me. But yeah, I'm really happy that we talked about all the topics that we did. But I know that when we leave here, I'm gonna go, I should have asked her about this, or those questions I was thinking about earlier in the day.
I'm always just a message away. If you ever, I'm always welcome to come and talk and chit chat.
Yeah, for sure.
It's so fun.
You could come back here anytime you want, and we can do a podcast. Well, on any Wednesday.
That sounds perfect.
Except for on the one Wednesday a week, I'm going to do a little shameless plug for Jennifer and Janeo and myself have been doing a monthly podcast called The Beauty and the Beard right here in this podcast studio. And we've got one coming up on the 13th. I believe that would be next week.
What's it about?
Jennifer Janeo she is who she is, and I am who I am, and we're two podcast hosts. She has her own podcast. I have mine. She came on my show, and we decided she had so much fun, and I had so much fun
that
we're like, let's do it once a month. And I said, dope, let's do it. So we're actually going to create. It just started out as a thing where we would just come in here once a month and do it, and now we're actually going to set up a whole new page, a whole new YouTube, a whole new everything. We're going to get that going.
I love that.
Yeah, so I'm going to have not one but 2 podcasts. It's gonna be fantastic.
You're gonna stay busy. Make sure you stay organized.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
Record keeping and
well, her and I both are like we're kind of the same on that front. Where I'm not sure how organized either one of us are in that regard. So, but
enough to be doing it.
Yeah,
you're doing it.
I'm like that dude that fumbles the football all the way down the field. There's my fucking sports reference. Okay,
we like it.
Laurel and Hardy, like on the football field. Like kicking it and grabbing it and shit. But yeah, that's me. Of course, if you do that, they throw the flag. I don't fucking know.
No, flag on that play.
If you drop the ball, it's a fumble, right?
Yeah, but they don't throw a flag. It's not a penalty.
Oh, geez, I don't know.
I'm over here like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I don't know. This is how little I know about the foosball.
Interception.
Forrest Gump reference. God, he's one fast son of a bitch. He sure is stupid.
That's right. Oh, bless his heart.
I think my camera's off. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you unplugged it. That's why I had it plugged in. It's okay.
Why'd you call him out like that?
Because he fucked it up.
Fucked it up, man.
Listen, we're family. We give each other shit.
I love it.
It's all love,
Loads of shit.
He knows I love him.
All of it. Every
ounce.
Every ounce.
Every ounce, every pint, every whatever the fuck measurement. Yeah.
I loved you the moment I met you.
There's love in the meniscus.
Do you guys need me to leave?
No, we're good.
No.
That'd be weird.
That'd be real weird.
It's like that, it's family love. It's guy love.
It is.
Did you ever watch Scrubs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God.
All right.
Oh my God. The Scrubs songs get me.
Yes, I love that show. They have their own podcast.
No.
Yeah. What is it called? Shit.
Hold on.
No, it's shit. I can't because I have it. I listen to it.
I will. I'll probably listen to that.
Yeah, it's something about like 2 not doctors or something like that. Fake doctors, something like fake doctors, real friends. I can't remember what the fuck.
Oh, that was
Fake doctors, real friends with Zach and Donald.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're like really buddies, and they've been since that show.
I think they're both excellent.
Oh, they're fantastic.
Their humor is great. They're great off camera.
I missed that on screen though. I mean, a lot of that show could not be done today because there's some offensive moments.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I definitely just sang the song from the episode where Turk doesn't know if his wife is Puerto Rican or Dominican. And the whole song, I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, they couldn't redo a lot of stuff these days.
That's true. I'm gonna
The Office.
Yeah, I'm gonna give
I
Patrick.
don't even think they could do that.
Oh, I don't think so.
Patrick, we're gonna do the Eagle later.
I'm
an eagle.
You guys do the watching children's cartoons from back in the day and seeing all that humor hidden in them?
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob's the worst. That was going to be my number one
Yeah.
example.
Yeah.
The worst. Dark shit right there.
Oh yeah.
I haven't yet, but I see it on like TikTok or whatever. People will isolate it and point it out, and you're like,
or like
then you remember it.
I don't want to call them conspiracy theories because they're not conspiracy theories, but like the alternate reality, like what if in Toy Story what this really meant was.
Oh yeah.
I forget what like the word or the description for it, but I heard one about Rugrats, and like Rugrats was my shit. That gives like away like my general age range.
Yeah.
But like Rugrats was my shit. And someone posted a theory that like Angelica was an only child, so all the children were actually just a figment of her imagination. Whoa. And like it got dark.
Same with Ed, and Eddie. Yeah, Ed, and Eddie.
I loved that fucking show.
that was really.
That
good.
was actually good.
That was good.
Yeah, it was your best impression yet.
Fucking A.
Wow, that was really good.
Yeah. What the fuck? Oh, the Toy Story reminded me. They were saying that like, and I like these little progression things that they find in like movies. Like there was the bad kid or whatever his name is. I can't remember. Sid. That he was there. Then later at another in a different movie, he was like the garbage man. Mm-hmm. And then in another movie, I think it was. It was one
There's
of those.
A bunch of Easter eggs.
It was one of those like Hispanic, like Mexican style movies where they're like sombreros and stuff.
Is it modern?
Yeah, just
the movie Coco.
It might be Coco.
Yeah. I love that.
But there's one of the performers is a skeleton.
Yes,
and he's wearing this.
That's Coco.
And he's wearing Sid's shirt. They're like, it's fucking Sid.
And oh my god, I didn't see that one, but I saw one.
The Jack Skellington.
No, hold on,
because there's one for that one too.
The movie with the feelings. What is it? The Pixar movie with the feelings, and they're in the Inside Out.
Core moments and stuff.
My God,
yeah.
First of all, that movie wrecked me.
Yeah,
There's a second one coming out where anxiety is the new emotion, and I think that it's gonna be absolutely great. But in Inside Out, they show on like, and I don't watch these movies. I just know them from like, these parts from like TikTok and stuff, because I don't like to watch things that make me feel. And those kids' movies be really tugging at your heartstrings. Sure do. And they're showing like memories, and you can see the memories from Up, and it suggested that one of the feelings was or something, some connection. I wouldn't watch Up. I will cry. I can't.
Oh, dude, that movie, it fucked me up. Yeah,
that's up there with Marley and Me.
Like, I will never, ever. What's the classic one with the dead dog, the dying dog? I never watched.
Yeller?
Oh no, can't watch. No. Won't watch that one. No, no, sir.
I read the book. That was great.
Oh God.
Yeah, we were forced to read that.
Only book about dogs I ever read was Where the Red Fern Grows, I think.
Yep. I had to read that too.
Oh,
Ooh, I'm about to buy that on Amazon. Hold on. Hold on.
Get out of here.
Fucking core memory right there. Hold on.
Yeah.
I got to lock it in right now. Hold on.
Do it.
My goodness.
Someone unlocked a preschool memory for me. Not preschool, like library.
Were you eating
class.
paste?
No. I don't know if anyone's gonna know what I'm talking about.
That's my memory. My bad.
But there was this book series, and the book series called Strega Nona. It was like this Italian grandmother. I don't even know what Strega Nona is. No one ever does. Yeah. You know what? I bring this up often, just hopefully one day maybe someone will know what I'm talking about.
I'll have to look it up.
And I don't even know if it had movies that went along with it, because I distinctly remembering the librarian lady reading us this book. But in my head, I can hear someone saying, Strega Nona. But, like, I don't know if that ever happened.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone has ever said that to me, or if I just am adding infliction to it because
like matrixing it.
Because we make up memories all the time.
Yeah, they're definitely skewed. Someone said that your memories are images of... That's not like... It's an image of a memory. It's not like the actual... It's something weird. It's like fucking... You're not going to actually remember the moment. For sure, like
you're gonna remember the way that you felt. You're gonna remember certain details, and that's why in certain cases, eyewitness testimony doesn't hold up.
Oh yeah,
it doesn't hold up.
1,000,000%.
You see that the perpetrator was supposedly wearing a blue jacket in the news, and then all of a sudden, your memory, he's wearing
yeah. Body cams,
especially when people are exposed to crime or not just crime but violent stuff, they can't capture it as easily because they go into shock easier. So
yeah.
Yep.
Well, when Elon gets done with his neural net, the chip, the
Neuralink.
The Neuralink that he wants to put in there.
I don't pay attention to this stuff because it scares the living shit out of me.
It's supposed to actually like integrate itself. Like once they install it, it like integrates into all of your stuff. And
guys, we've watched movies about
I know, right?
It does not end well.
Yeah.
Elon even said that.
Well, what I'm worried about with that, he said that about AI. But if you're putting an interface in my fucking brain where the AI
I don't know, man. AI is already getting stupider because the people that use it. I'm serious. I'm not kidding. There's a whole article on it. The AI is getting stupider.
I love it. Yeah, it must have hit Florida finally. Sorry.
Just the Bible Belt.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's all.
I
baby.
have exorcised the demons. This house is clear.
When you got Dan the Bible salesman asking ChatGPT questions.
ChatGPT, where's the holy water?
Yeah. How do I get more money in the collection plate on Sunday? ChatGPT.
How you make holy water?
Money is the root of all evil, but
Boil the hell out of it.
Ooh. Well, we're on fire tonight.
That was
Like literally on fire.
that was really, really funny to me. You boiled the hell.
That's one of them dad jokes.
That's I love a good dad joke.
Yeah, you get the handbook when you have kids, and the New Balance.
That's the torch that's passed down, I swear.
Well, I mean,
Dad
if
jokes.
I get the handbook, I guess I'll have children. I
No,
guess.
it's dads only.
Oh, dads only.
Yeah,
But moms do grow eyes in the back of their head
that is true.
Now, is that only if you give birth to your own, or
to know if you're a mom.
What are the stipulations?
I think that yes, when you birth a baby, an eye does grow in the back of your head.
Good.
And for some reason you turn into Reed Richards and can stretch super. Like my mom could slap me in the back of the fucking head from the other room.
Yep.
I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
Like, how did you?
How the fuck did you do that?
How did that sandal just bounce off
She
that
didn't
door?
do chanclas.
Oh, the sandal. Oh,
Yeah, my mom didn't do chanclas. Like she would literally, she would slap the fuck out of me and be like in the next room. I'm like, do you teleport? Like
Your
what
mother
is
wouldn't do what?
chanclas? The sandals.
It's like the Hispanic word or Spanish word for sandal.
Really?
Chocla. Yeah.
You never heard that?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a big thing in the Hispanic community. Like,
Yeah, they love talking about their mom hit me with a chancla.
that chocolate did.
That's so
was
But
like
I call like slides or anything like that. They're chanclas. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why. I don't know what it means. Maybe it means
it was a
house
meme at
slipper.
one point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like.
It's got to be a
I'm
real
like, are
word.
you Hispanic? Do you speak Spanish?
No, I don't.
¿Tú hablas español?
No, but I do cultural appropriate as much as often.
Yo también.
¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Puedo ir al baño. That's all I remember.
That's good. That's a good. Where is the library?
Yeah. The only thing I learned, I was interested in dating a Cuban girl, and
Spicy.
she had a buddy that I was also friends with.
And she had a body. I'm like,
They
they usually do.
Yeah, she was a black belt and in karate. Yeah, and she was built like a brick shit house. Anyways, one of our mutual friends, he was a guy, and he was like, I was like, what do I say to her? And he said,
Oh no.
go up to her and say, "Yo te quiero, mi amor." And I was like, what does that fucking mean? He goes, don't worry about it, just say it. I definitely got laid.
Isn't it like I
think it
want you to
means-
be my love?
Yeah, it's something like I don't know. It's something about
Say it again.
"Yo te quiero," like mi amor. I know my love is mi amor. I
Yeah.
think,
Quiero is like.
but I want you. I think it means
to
I
do-
want you,
yeah.
my love, or something like that. But
If you got it, you got it.
but the way he's like, he trained me in how to say it. He's like, you have to use this. You've got to roll your R.
yeah, you have to use.
If you don't,
that
you're gonna
swag.
fuck it up.
Fucking
you
Rico
know?
Suave.
She was very impressed, needless to say. And then I fucked up the
You
relationship.
didn't sound like a gringo. Okay.
No, not until after I opened my mouth after that. But yeah, I fucked that whole.
Hi, I'm Jim.
Hi.
Hello.
You want to go to
Jim here.
Applebee's? I'm going to take you to Applebee's.
They got 2 for $10.
What? Since
When-
when?
This is back in
1990.
03.
Yeah, right. No, but I fucked up so many relationships. But
We live and we learn.
you do.
In
You do.
English and in Spanish sometimes. You
That's
know?
right. And I'm stupid in all kinds of languages.
I try. I study and I practice my Spanish because I
Yeah?
travel to Spanish speaking countries, but the last time I was to Mexico, I was by myself, and I didn't get it until I went home and had a conversation with a Spanish friend of mine, that they were calling me muchacha rica, and I thought that they were like making fun of me because I was like dressed nice, like calling me a rich girl. But they were actually making like fun of like they were calling me like hot, like very, hot and attractive.
Because I know mucho means very.
And I thought that they were just like saying like, oh, I'm fancy, I'm a rich girl. I like, because like I was staying in like a dingy hostel in Mexico, and I you know dressed relatively nice, and I didn't realize until they left. He's like, Kaitlyn, they weren't making, you thought they were making fun of you being cute. He's like, no, they were hitting on you. They were saying like, you're a rich girl, and I was like not rich like money. I'm like,
yeah.
It's like, well, all right. At least I didn't get myself into trouble or like say something that would have been misconstrued back.
Or punch anybody out because you thought they were being dicks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? I said you were fucking hot. What's wrong with you?
Right. And yeah, because if you say that's a good lesson for me to teach you right here. If you don't know this one, is that in Spanish when you say like I am cold, you say I have. So like tengo frío would be like I am cold, I have cold. You don't say like tengo caliente, like I have hot, because that would mean I am horny.
Oh.
So yeah. And it's a mistake that a lot of people make. They're like, oh, tengo caliente, and it's like, oh, you what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to try that.
So you said I think instead you say color, like maybe. I try, like I said,
Well, you're doing better than I am. I took Spanish class in high school for about 3 days, and then I got the fuck out.
What I learned from Spanish class in high school is, yo hablo un poco español, es muy difícil para mí porque no practica los todos los días. Which means
insert subtitles here.
Yeah, really. I'm gonna have to get subtitles.
If I got it right, I probably have like native Spanish speakers being like, "She fucked that up."
They're like yelling at their fucking TV.
Like, I speak a little bit of Spanish, but it's very difficult for me because I do not practice every day.
Right.
And then like I worked at an Aldi food, which is like they have a pretty high Hispanic, at least where I was.
Yeah, it depends on location.
Yeah, we had, and I memorized "Cuántos plátanos en su caja?" Which is how many plantains do you have in your cart? And like they'd always be like, oh! And they'd be so surprised, and then they'd start talking to me, and I'd be like,
that's it.
Yeah, that's when people say
no mas.
Yeah, I actually used to have. She taught me quite a bit, and she was like, if anybody ever says habla español, just say poquito. And I'm like, okay, I got that.
Más o menos.
But yeah.
Yeah. As long as you can like ask where the bathroom is, like taxi's the same in every single language. Taxi, it's the same. It's the same in every language.
I had a full-blown conversation yesterday with a Mexican gentleman that came up to me. He was driving around the little zero-turn lawnmower, and I was out on my job, and he pulls up next to me, and he was asking me about my job, like, how do you do this, and can I get, and he didn't speak a lick of English, so he was with his phone. He would speak, and then he would tone it around and let me read it.
Isn't it a beautiful thing that we have those resources?
We're cyborgs. We're fucking cyborgs. Yes. We literally connected through a mechanical device. We have nothing. We don't speak the same language.
I know someone who got into like a romantic, like intimate and romantic relationship with someone who there was this serious language barrier.
Yeah.
Like he spoke a tiny bit of, like my friend spoke a tiny bit of Spanish, and this other person spoke a little tiny bit of English, and they made it work. It's amazing.
Yeah, it can be.
Now I want to go practice my Spanish. Like,
you know what? You should practice your Spanish while you're flipping around fire and stuff.
You know what?
No, that might cause an accident.
I did just buy one of those for safety briefings, one of those little microphones that hooks up on
one of these
the little one of those cute little ones.
These are fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm not great. Like sponsored by Rode. Obviously not. I use Shure mics and we use all kinds of shit, but these are fucking phenomenal for just like quick stories or whatever.
A really cheap one off Amazon, and it's like I did my safety briefing and I was like, oh, this is really cool.
No, they're fantastic. Those little, and they're all you can get cheaper ones than these, but they're all the same shit.
Right, and that's what all the fitness influencers in the gym use just to make sure that you can actually hear them. But I think that it's great.
Yeah.
It gave me a little bit of power at our last greet, and I was like, all right, everyone.
Oh, okay.
It was a lot for me.
That's
good.
awesome.
It was good.
That's awesome. So when are you guys getting together next?
Every
Tuesday.
Every Tuesday from 7 to 11.
Okay, well that counts me out.
Well, we do full moon burns on the beach. Information to be released with every full moon because it's a little bit risky, but people coming on the beach and stuff. Law enforcement. But we do full moon beach burns where, we haven't had any issues thus far. We host them pretty much the same as our regular Tuesday
What day is
burns.
that? Oh, it's on Tuesdays?
So the Tuesday burns are just always on Tuesday, but the full moon burns we'll do on like a Saturday or a Sunday on the weekend.
Okay.
So yeah, feel free to come out. I'll add you to. We have a chat on Instagram. If you as long as you know how to mute your notifications and manage that stuff, you're cool. I can add you. You can know where all the events are, or I could just tell you.
Yeah, I'll just.
I could not. If someone told me they were going to add me into another group chat, I would say.
Well, like the only group chat I'm in is the collab group chat, and they asked, they added me, and I'm added on both accounts. So, my photo page and my podcast page, but one of them.
I know how that is. You get double notifications.
But
for
but then you don't want to leave because people are gonna be like, "Why did he leave?" I'm like, I'm not trying to stir up drama.
Yeah.
So I just go on and whatever fucking page I'm on, I'll reply or say something or whatever. But I just don't care which page I'm on.
Yeah.
But, I did just get a membership with them.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It's I just got the 1 month, but so I have studio time.
Cool.
So.
All right.
Just saying.
Dear owner of Collab, fire, please?
Yeah. Well, they've done it before, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
But right now they're set up for the Christmas stuff, and they're going to have that theme going. I told myself after the last.
Naughty Christmas.
No. Oh.
Wow.
Naughty Christmas. Wow. I would really love who's the guy?
Owen Wilson.
Yes.
I know. We need a soundbite that goes, wow.
Wow.
He keeps doing it.
Wow.
We got enough of him.
We got your own Owen Wilson.
We have a
here.
live one here. We
Yeah.
don't need a button.
Wow.
Wow. It's just so fun.
Wow.
You guys seen the turtle?
The turtle.
There's a video of a turtle that opens his mouth and it just looks like Owen, looks like he's saying wow.
Oh,
so
no. I saw a turtle on a skateboard with a frog on top of it.
I saw that. Very cute. Very cute. The powers of the internet.
I know, right? What the fuck? This is what I do with my time when I could be growing my business, doing other things, whatever. But
did you guys just converge algorithms?
Yeah, I think that's what
you guys are on the same algorithm.
Could you stop talking dirty to me on this podcast?
Listen, we just crossed the streams. I think that's what happened. And in the Ghostbusters, they said not to do that until they're trying to kill Zool.
Until that Stay Marshmallow Man came out.
That's right. You see, I know I'm showing my age because nobody really knows the real Ghostbusters.
I've never seen a Ghostbusters ever.
Wow.
You are missing out.
Really?
Yeah, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, who the fuck?
Classic.
Harold Ramis, all those guys, man. It's fucking fantastic.
If I had $1 for, not that you guys have said this to me, but if I had $1 for every time someone has been like, oh, you've never seen that, or oh, that's a classic. He said cult classic, so it reminded me of it.
Right.
I'd have a lot of dollars. I haven't seen Scarface or American History X. Wow.
Oh shit! American History X is real.
That's
the one where there's a curb stomping.
Yeah, you might not want to watch that.
No,
so
I can't.
that is a movie that you can only watch once, and it's it was good. I respect it for what it was, but I don't want to watch that again.
It will live in your head
forever.
I can't. I need y'all to understand that a run over armadillo on the side of the road lives in my mind forever.
Aww.
It's not ever. I'm such an.
Are you
empath.
sensitive?
I'm so sensitive. Yeah, yeah. What's that? It's next time you call me a bitch, make sure you put sensitive in front of it.
I'm sensitive bitch.
Yeah, for sure. I'm tough presenting.
Okay.
Yes.
She plays with fire, but she put them out with tears.
But my heart is melting.
Yeah. There you go. See that's what I wanted to get. I wanted to turn all this is imagine, if you will. All the lights are off. There's only a flame in front of my face, and you hear my voice. And I had a whole monologue memorized, and I completely fucking forgot it when I heard the buzz, and then this and that, and shit just started happening, and I just, But if you can imagine it, it happened, right?
I'm confident that I would have said or done something awkward that would have ruined it in some way.
But that would have been perfect. That's what I was like in my mind when I was at work today thinking of this. I said, I want to do this without telling her and then have her say some awkward shit in the middle of it that just makes it perfect. Like that would, but with lives and things like this is the way I like my podcast to be. I like it to be live. I like it to be from the hip. I like there to be fuck ups. I'm
flow,
a fucking human being. I fuck up from time to time, and I don't edit any of this shit.
Right.
So it's live. It stays on there just the way it is. I take the audio. All I'll do is, if he plays the music longer than 30 seconds, then I cut the music down to 30 seconds in the beginning, and at the end, I'm done. And then I upload it, I'm done.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I want people to know that it's real, and
raw and authentic.
Yeah.
Because humans are real and raw and authentic.
Yeah.
And even though we spent a lot of money on fancy cameras and microphones and lights and all that stuff, the ideas and the concepts and the morals and the storytelling that is going on behind, that's the bread and butter. That's what connects us to everybody. So
for real, I love listening to just absolute nonsensical conversations about fucking whatever.
Anything, yeah.
Grass-fed butter. I don't care.
Anything's better than what's your favorite color?
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I try to do all that shit in the beginning, and then we just kind of go, bleh.
Yeah. Word vomit.
Well, Miss Kaitlyn Flames. Miss Flames. Is it Miss Flames or Mrs. Flames? Which I don't know which one it is which.
Miss. No.
Yeah, I never understood the MRS, MS, MS, MISS. Whatever.
I love hearing people call me Flames, so it's great. It's all good for me. I love it.
Kaitlyn Flames, everyone.
Thank you for having me.
Drop your socials.
For sure.
Me?
Yeah.
Drop your
hit them again. We already hit them once, but hit them with it again.
We got Flirting with Flames on Instagram, and if you want to follow our community page, it is 904 Flomies, like homies, but with flow.
That's what's up right there. And every Tuesday night, you got to get in on the know to find out where they're at. They're
Message us. Go to the Instagram. You'll figure it out.
It's like super secret, sexy, hot flame shit. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. I'm just saying words right now. Go check us out on Instagram, the Graybeard Podcast and Graybeard Photo Co. I guess that's it, guys. Next week, Jennifer Janea will be back on with me here at the studio, and it will be the Beauty and the Beard. So be looking forward to that because it's been a month since we've seen each other. And I'm sure a bunch of things have happened. Thanksgiving happened and whatever. I gotta stop talking now because we're trying to wrap it up.
Have a great night, everyone.
Hey, thank you so much for coming out here.
It's been my pleasure. I'll come talk and storytell with you anytime. And that was a real one.
That was. I went in for it.
Hell yeah. That's what she said.
I went in for the fist pump.
That's what she said.
All right.
I got you twice.
See y'all.
Peace.
Bye.